Hello all, welcome to part 264 of Java video series. In this session, I am going to explain and practically show you how to use printf statements in Java. So let's get started. In Java, there are different types of print statements. One is normal print statement, the other one is println statement, and the one that I am going to cover in detail in this session is printf statements. Okay, printf statements. So what is the difference between this printf and the normal print and println statements? What is the difference? So coming to the print and println, we have already been using this println and print statements in all our examples till now, right? Have been using or we have been using all these print and println statements already, right? I don't have to explain this. But how this printf statement is different from this print and println? The difference here is printf statements accepts format specifiers. That's the difference, guys. Okay. What's the difference between this println and printf? This print and println won't accept the format specifiers, whereas printf statement accepts the format specifiers. How does the format specifiers look like? Percentile D, they look like this, okay? Percentile F, percentile C, and so on, guys, okay? There are a lot of other format specifiers. I'm going to demonstrate each and every format specifier, don't worry. So this kind of format specifiers will be only accepted by this printf statement, whereas print and println cannot or won't accept this percentile D, percentile F, percentile C type of format specifiers are not accepted by this println and print statements. Though we have been using this print and println, they will not accept the format specifiers. If you have to specify the format specifiers inside the print statements, you have to use printf. Okay, that's where we need to use this printf. Now let me practically demonstrate this printf for you. Before that, I'll write a sample program with println and then I'll show you how to use printf in place of println. Okay, so first let's start using the println. For that, I'll open this Eclipse IDE. Here we have the sample program having the main method. Inside the main method, I'll write the code. Int a is equal to 5, comma b is equal to 4, comma sum. Okay, I'll write some sample code, guys. Int a is equal to 5, b is equal to 4, sum is equal to, I'll say a plus. Now I will create a sample print statement using this println, guys, not printf, println. System dot out dot print ln. Okay, like this. I'll provide the double quotes and say the sum of a and okay, the sum of, instead of printing a, I want to print the value of a, guys. So I'll say a, okay, like this. I will say the sum of, here if I concatenate this variable a with this sum of string text, here the value of a, that is 5, will be concatenated with the string text, as we already know. And I'll say again int text will be concatenated with the variable b and say is plus sum, I'll say, okay, is sum, the value that is stored into the operation. A plus b, that is 5 plus 4 is 9, will be will be stored into the sum. Okay, so here what will be printed in the output? The sum of 5 and 4 is 9, will be printed in the output. Run this code, you'll see that the sum of 5 and 4 is 9 will be printed in the output. But now this time I'll use printf. Okay, I'll use printf in place of println. Let's see what's the difference. System.out.printf. Okay, in place of println, I'm using printf. Here, in place of null, you have to provide double quotes and say the sum of, here wherever the variable is there, just provide percentile d for now. Okay, and here b is there, here say percentile d again. Is again, in place of sum, again provide percentile d. And now, how many percentile d's are there? 3. So how many arguments you have to provide here? 3 arguments. Into the first percentile d, I want to store a. Okay. In second percentile d, I want to give the variable b. And to the third percentile d, I would like to give sum. Okay, sum. So this statement is now going to print the same output. Okay, earlier when I have run the println, the sum of 5 and 4 is 9 got printed. Now also it will print sum of 5 and 4 is 9 will be printed, guys. Okay. So this is how the printf statement is different from the println. Printf accepts the format specifiers. Okay. Here %d, %d, %d are nothing but the format specifiers. This is sum of 5 and 4 is 9 got printed. Now let's learn this format specifiers and this printf in detail, guys. Okay. In detail. So different format specifiers we have are, first one is %d. Just now I demonstrated the %d for you. It can store, okay, it represents integer values, okay, conversion type character. You can call this %d as a conversion type character for integer values. So here, let's write this code. If I say system dot out dot print f, okay, print f. So %d here comma, I have to give integer value. What is the integer value? Let's say I'll give the integer value 9. 9 is accepted. Okay. So %d will accept 9. So this %d will represent this 9. Okay. So it is a conversion type character for integer value. 5 will be converted into this %d. Okay. 5 will be printed in the output, simple terms. Okay. 9 got converted into the string type. Simple. Okay. That's why it's called as a conversion type character. Now second thing is, if I say 9.123, let's see what will happen. You got an exception. Okay. Because %d can only accept the integer values, but this is not an integer value, it's a decimal value. So conversion type is not possible. So what we have to do, in place of this %d, we have to provide %f. Now it will be accepted. This decimal value will be accepted. Run this, run as Java application. You see 9.123, and also 3 more zeros are appended at the end. Okay. But if you don't want all these zeros, only 1, 2, 3 you want, then how many values after the dot? 1, 2, 3, right? So here say %l dot 3f. It will only take up to 3 values. Run as Java application. You see 9.123 came. What if you give something like this 4, 5, 6? Still 9.123 will come because dot 3f you mentioned. What if I provide 2f? It will take only up to 1 to 9.1. Run as Java application, 2 decimal values after the decimal point, like this, guys. Okay, that's how we can change. That is called as %lf, guys. Okay, so conversion type character for decimal values is nothing but %lf. Now what about the character values? What if here if you provide %lf and here we have a character, let's say s is there, then what? Run this code. Again exception is coming. Okay, you cannot convert, illegal format conversion exception is coming. To overcome this problem, you have to provide %lc. Okay, for character literals, you have to use the format specifier as %lc, guys, or %lc. Now you see s got printed in the output. What if I provide capital C? What if I provide capital C in place of lowercase c? It will be converted into capital S. Okay, lower s will be converted to capital S and printed in the output. You see capital S got printed in the output. Okay. Now what if I give %lc, and if I don't give a character liter, rather I will give a string text. Okay. Let's say I'll give my name Arun Motori. Now if I run this code, what will happen? Here it's not a character literal, it's string literal. But here format specifier used is %lc. Can it convert a string into character? No, right? So you'll get an exception, obviously. So what we have to use? %ls we have to use. So %ls is for string literal. Okay, it will convert the string into the string. Run this code. You see, got printed. What if I use capital S here? Complete literal text will be converted into the uppercase. You see, Arun Motori got printed in the uppercase completely. Okay, no matter what, whether it is uppercase or lowercase, everything got converted into uppercase. That is %ls. For Boolean values, okay, for Boolean. So %l b I have to use, guys. Okay, for Boolean, here I'll say true. Run this code. it will work. True will be printed in the output. What if I give false? False will be printed in the output. So to represent the this boolean literals, you have to use %b format specifier in the printf statements. Okay, or you can also give 5 greater than 4. What will be printed? True will be printed in the output. Okay, like this case. Fine. Next, percentile capital B. So whatever the value that is getting printed in the print output that is in lowercase here, if you give percentile capital B, it will be printed in uppercase. True will be printed in uppercase, like this. Then we have percentile n for going to the new line. So for example, here, what we can do here is, I'll write something like this, D, percentile D, I'll write some 5. Okay. Here system dot out dot again printf. I'll write percentile D, double quotes I have to write, guys. Okay. I should write percentile D inside the double quotes, percentile D, I'll say 4. Okay. Percentile D 4. Okay. Now run this code. What will happen? 54 got printed in the output. I don't want 54. I want 5 and 4 here. Okay. 5 and 4 here. So what I have to do here is I'll say percentile D, percentile N. Run this code. This percentile N will move to the new line. Okay. It will act like a new line. After printing 5 here in place of percentile D, 5 will be printed. After that, you will go to the new line, and there in the new line 4 will be printed. You see 5 and 4. After 5, this percentile N has taken you to the new line, and then here 4 got printed in the output. Done. Next. Next thing is, okay, percentile. Sometimes what happens is, okay, I have to mention, I have to write 70%, right? I have to print 70% here. Let's run this code. What will happen? Let's see first. You see exception is coming. The reason here is percentile cannot be accepted, right? Format, it's not a format specifier. But if I want to get percentile there, I have to use percentile. Now run this code. Now 70% got printed in the output. If you want to print percentile using the printf, we have to provide 2 percentiles. Then only we'll get that percentile symbol printed in the output. Fine. So guys, this is how we can use printf statements in Java, and printf statements accept different format specifiers for for converting different type of integer values or double floating point character. There are different format specifiers we have to use inside the printf statements, guys. So that's it, guys. Thank you. Bye. Hello all. Welcome to part 265 of Java tutorial series. In this session, I am going to explain and practically demonstrate working with date and time in Java. So let's get started. In Java, there are several predefined classes. Few of them are old classes, few of them are the latest predefined classes, using which we can work with date and time. For example, there is a predefined class known as date class in Java, and there is another predefined class known as simple date format. Okay, these two predefined classes of Java are the old classes using which we can work with date and time. Similarly, there are few other predefined classes in Java which are the latest ones, that is local date, local time, local date time, and date time formatter. These are the latest predefined class in Java using which we can work with date and time. First, let's get started with the old ones, that is old class, that is date class in Java, to work with date and time. So first of all, I have to open this Eclipse IDE. Inside this main method, I have to create an object for the date class. Date is equal to new date. Date is one of the predefined class in Java, and which is an old one, okay, to work with the dates. Hover the mouse on date and import it from java.util package. Now, using this object reference, okay, I'll call a method known as toString. Okay, that means the date will be converted into the string format, and this toString will return the date in the string, okay, date, time zone, okay, everything, okay, is equal to. So after converting the date to the toString, this will come. the string format, I am printing out that system.out.println. So printable date, this is nothing but the printable date. Okay, I can also change it to printable date. Printable date is equal to, copy this printable date. So this cannot be printed. So you have to convert to string to make it convertible into a printable date. Okay. Now run this code. You will see the date. You see the date. Date is what? 24th December 2021 is the date. 24th December 24th December 2021 is the date, and today's day is Friday, and also time is also there, hours, minutes, and seconds, and time zone is also there. That is IST. So this is how it will be printed, guys. Now, guys, I don't want to print in this format. Okay, I don't want to print the date and time in this format. Rather, I want to print in my own format. For that, I have to format this particular date, guys. For that, we have a predefined class known as simple date format. Okay, simple date format. Predefined class is there. Simple date format. SDF is equal to new simple date format. Like this, you have to create an object for the simple date format. This is also another old predefined class in Java which you can work with date and time. The purpose of this class is to format the date. Okay, instead of printing in this default date format, I want to print in my own date format. Inside this constructor of the simple date format, provide double quotes. So hover the mouse first of all, guys, and import this simple date format from java.text package. And here you have to provide the format inside this constructor inside double quotes. That is dd hyphen mm hyphen YYYY. Okay. Here DD stands for date, capital MM stands for month, and YYYY stands for year. Okay. Now, using this object reference SDF, I'll say dot format. I'll call this method known as format method, and to this format method, I'll pass this particular date. Format this particular date according to the given date format. Okay. And this format will return you the formatted date. Okay. This format method will give you the formatted date in string format. String formatted date is equal to formatted date is equal to. Now system.out.println give this formatted date. Now you will get the date printed in date, month, and year format separated by hyphens. Okay, run this code. First default format date.toString, default printable date got printed. Then we applied the date format, simple date format to that, and we got this format. You see, this is the format we got 24/12/2021. This is the format, right? So in that format, the date got printed. There are several other formats possible, guys. Okay, using this. Okay, you have to use this all these format codes. You see, whatever the format you want, based on this format codes only it will come. If you give YYYY, you will get 2021. What if I give only YY twice? Run this code. So only 21 came. Instead of 2021, you got 21. Okay. If you specify only two Ys, if you specify four Ys, you'll get 2021. You see, you'll get 2021. Similarly, here one capital M, three capital M's if you give means instead of 12, you will get DEC here. December. This kind of format you will get here. If you give three capital M's. Run this, you'll get DEC. But if you want full month name, December, then 4 M's. You have to give 4 M's. Now run this code. You'll get 4 M's. Okay, December. DD is there. Fine, that's okay. And along with that, along with this DD, hyphen YYYY, you want number of hours, HH, colon, colon, SS. Okay, hours, minutes, seconds. And also I want the time zone. Okay, here Z means time zone, IST or whatever it is. My time zone is Indian time zone, Indian Standard Time zone. So I'm giving Z means it will print IST. Okay, run this code. You see 24 hyphen December hyphen 2021 12 colon 58 colon 23. This is hours, minutes, seconds, and time zone is in place of Z what is coming? IST coming. Okay. So these are the different format codes we have, guys. In place of lowercase hh, we can give capital HH also, guys. Here we can give capital HH also. It will give in 24 hours format. Okay. So here 12 is there in 2 more minutes, guys. This will print 13 instead of 12. It will print 13. Okay, 13. But if you give lower HH, it will give 1. Okay, you got the idea, right? 1 p.m. it will print. But here, if you give capital HH, it will give 13 instead of 1 p.m. It will give 13. Like that. That is the difference, guys. Here you can see the example also. Instead of 7 p.m. it is giving 19. If you give HH, it will give 19. If you give lowercase h, it will give 7. Okay, 7 p.m. That's the difference, guys. Okay, which format? I'm giving lower HH for now. That's okay. So these are the different format codes we have, guys. These are the different format codes using which we can format the default date format into the required specified date format. But this date class and simple date format are the older predefined class in Java. There's a drawback in this. Okay, there's a problem with this. The problem with that is, so here the problem with that is, with this normal date class here is, so I cannot get the year, month, date out of this date. You see, if I want to print something like this, system.out.println, if I want to print date dot get year, I want to only print the year, guys. But this year, get year method of this date class got deprecated because it's a old class and its method got deprecated already. You cannot use it. You see, it got striked off, means deprecated. The method get year from the type date class is deprecated. It's outdated. You cannot use it. So that's the problem with the older date class, guys. Okay. So that's the reason, guys. Instead of using this, okay, instead of using this, we have to go with what? We have to go with the latest predefined class in Java for working with date and time. That is local date. We can go with. Okay. So instead of date class, I'm using local date. So here you should not be creating an object directly for the local date, guys. Okay. So the reason here is you have to say local date dot. You have to call the static method of the date local date class, that is now method. Okay. Now is the static method of the local date class. That's why I'm able to call this now method with the help of the class name itself, local date dot now. And this now will return you the local date, object reference of the local date. So local date is equal to kind of create local. Okay, like this you have to create the statement. Now using this, if I print it out, system.out.println, I don't have to convert this into toString. Local date dot toString is not required. Directly you can print out this local date object reference to print the date and time. Here only date, guys. Okay, time will not come. Local date is only about date. It will only print the date. That is a day, month, and year it will print, but time will not be there because it's a local date only. It's only date related, not time related. Time will not come here. So year, month, and date came. Now, if I say, if I say system.out.println local date dot get year, this time I can get the year only. Okay, I can get the year because this is the latest class in Java, guys. This is not deprecated because this is the latest class and we can get only the year from the that particular local date class. You see, only year came, 2021 came. Similarly, we can get dot get month, we can get. Okay, so here only month, get dot get month we can get, and similarly dot get day of month, get day of month also. Here only date we can get, only month we can get, only year we can get. Run this code. Here complete year, date, month and date came, but here only year came. Get year is getting the year. Here get month is getting the month, and get day of the month is only getting the day. Okay, like this. Similarly, to work with the time, this local date, we can only work with date. That is year, month, and date with this local date. But to work with the time, to work with the time, we have another class known as local time. Separate class is there for time. That is local time. Local time, again there is static method we have to call using the local time class, that is now method again, and this will return you the object reference of the local time. Local time is equal to create local variable. Okay, now, so now I'll say system.out.println, system.out.println, I'll print out this local time. It will only print the time, guys. That is hours, minutes, and seconds, and milliseconds it will print. Run this code. Hours, minutes, hours, 13 hours. Okay, 03, that is minutes, 26 seconds, and milliseconds. Like this it will be printed. Only time, no date, no date, only time. What if I want to get only the number of hours? I can say local time dot get hour. If I want to get only minutes, dot get minute. If I want to get only seconds, dot get second. Okay. Run this code, you will be able to retrieve the hour, minute, and second separately. Okay, like this. This is called as local time, guys. Local time. But is there any predefined class which contains both, using which you can work with both date and time? Yes. So instead of using the local date for only dates, local time for only time, we can use another predefined class known as local date time, which includes both date and time. So here we'll create we'll write this local date time here, local date time dot again now static method now is there. We can call that from the local date time class, and this will return the object reference of the local date time. So local date time is equal to over the mouse on local date time, create local variable. Now using this object reference, okay, we can print out so that we can get both date and time. Okay, we can directly print this object reference and we will get both date and time printed. Run as Java application. You see, first date got printed 2021 hyphen month date separated by some letter T, guys. Here we have hours, minutes, seconds, and milliseconds. Like this, the date and time got printed. But if you want to get only year, then you can write like this dot get year. If you want to get only month, you can say dot get month. Only month you can get. If you want to get only get day of month, you can get only the day of the month. If you want to get only the hours, get hour. If you want to get only the minutes, get minute. Okay. If you want to get only second, dot get second. Okay, you see, this is possible with local date time class. Okay, year, month, date, hour, minute, second. Okay, and also guys, and also there's one more thing. I'll remove all these statements. So by default, the local date time is being printed in this format, right? This is a default format, but I want to format it. I want to format in my own way. For that, we have a predefined class known as date time formatter. Okay, date time formatter, which can format the default format of this local date time. Okay, how to do that? Date time formatter is a predefined class using which we can format this local date time dot of pattern. Okay, we have to call this method of this date time formatter, and inside this of method pattern, provide double quotes and provide the format. Okay, dd hyphen yy, sorry, dd hyphen capital mm hyphen or capital mm 4 times. Anything is fine. Yy. Okay, you already know the different formats, right? The same thing you can use here also. Hour colon minute colon second. Okay, so these are the things. Anything else we can provide? Yeah, this much is enough. This format I want the date time. So I'll say this will return you the date time formatter. DTF is equal to create local variable. Now say DTF. Which one I have to format? This local date time I have to format, right? DTF dot format of this local date time I have to format. And after formatting, this format method will return the formatted date time in the string format. String formatted date time is equal to now system.out.println system.out.println print this formatted date time. So it should be printed in this format, guys. ddmmm with hyphens space hh:/mm:/ss. Like this, it should be printed. Run this. Right click, run as Java application. You see, dd24 complete December came hyphen YYY 2021. Here HH means 01 came 1 PM. If you want it to be in 13 hours like that format, you have to change it to capital HH case. Okay, as I mentioned, capital HH. Now run this code, right click, run as Java application. You see 13:08:20 will come. So like this, guys, we can format the date and time of this local date time default thing with the datetime formatter predefined class. So guys, this is how we can work with both date and time in Java using this several predefined classes. Few of them are old classes. These are the few of them are the latest classes. Okay. Based on your need, you can either use the old ones or the new ones. Up to you. So that's it, guys. Thank you. Bye. Hello all. Welcome to part 266 of Java tutorial series. In this session, I am going to explain and practically demonstrate how to use constructors for initializing final instance variables. So let's get started. First of all, I'll open this Eclipse IDE where we have this demo Java project already created. And inside this demo Java project, we have this sample class already created. Inside this sample class, I will now create a final instance variable like this final int count. Okay, the name of the variable is count and I specified final keyword here. Okay, this becomes a final instance variable now. But when I create this final instance variable, already I'm getting a compiler error. Why? Because the final instance variables need to be initialized at the declaration statement itself. If you hover the mouse on this variable, which is declared as final instance variable here, it's saying this final instance variable, that is count name variable, may not have been initialized. You have to initialize here. It is saying you have to initialize this count instance variable, final instance variable at the declaration. That means wherever you declared it, okay, here you declared this variable, right? There only you have to initialize. Then only the error will be resolved. You see, when I initialize at the declaration line itself, you see the error is gone. Okay. But is it possible for me to initialize this final instance variable somewhere else? Let me create one method here to initialize this final instance variable count. Public void. I'll just give some random name. Say initialize count as the name of the method. And in this method, can I initialize this final instance variable? Like say count is equal to 5, can I initialize? No guys, this is not possible. You see, already you are getting the error here. Okay, this error is not gone. Even you try to initialize this final instance variable inside a method also, the error is not gone. You see, it's saying again, may not have been initialized. You have to initialize at the declaration. You cannot initialize at the method. Over the mouse here, you see, you cannot assign. Inside a method, you cannot initialize it saying simply. So I'll remove this way because that is not working. But so only way I can see at this moment is to initialize like this, right? At the declaration statement itself, I can initialize this final instance variable. But is there any other alternative way that we can use to initialize this final instance variable? Method is not working. So I'll create a constructor. Okay. So let's see whether we can do it. We can initialize using a constructor instead of a method. So public constructors cannot have return type. So I'll not give void here or any other type here. And also the constructors will have the same name. Okay, same name as the class name. I copied this class name here. So like this, constructors look like a method, but they have the same name as the class name. Okay, that's what is the difference. Now the moment I created a constructor, guys, you see the error here at the final instance variable is gone. You see, there used to be an error here, right? Compiler error, that is gone, surprisingly. So why that is gone? The error shifted to this constructor. Okay, as you can see, if you hover the mouse on this compiler error for this constructor, it will clearly say that this count final instance variable is not initialized. Do you want it to initialize in this constructor? That means there is an option, there is an alternative way. If you don't want to initialize this final instance variable during the declaration statement itself, then you can create a constructor, and in the constructor you can initialize. So once I initialize this final instance variable inside the constructor, you see the error is gone. Okay. So using constructors, we can also initialize the final instance variable. That's one thing. Now guys, there is a problem again. What if I have multiple constructors? Okay. Here only one constructor is there. This particular class is at this moment is having only one constructor. What if I create one more constructor? Public sample. I'll overload this constructor because okay, I'll overload this constructor. You cannot have duplicate constructors. But if I give some parameter or some change from this constructor to constructor, right? That problem is gone. Now I have this overloaded constructor. But the problem here is if you have multiple constructors, okay, and if one of the constructor is initializing this final instance variable, then all the other constructors also have to initialize. You see, hover the mouse here, may not have been initialized. Initialize this inside this constructor. Every constructor has to initialize. So here again I have to give count is equal to some value, okay, 5 or something. You see, no matter how many constructors you have in this class, if this final instance variable is not initialized at the declaration, then you have to initialize them in each and every constructor. If only one constructor, no problem. If multiple constructors, before this curly brace ends for each and every constructor, you have to initialize. Then only the problem is gone. Fine, that is the other thing. Now guys, so I'll remove these constructors. Or there's one more thing. One more thing is if you have multiple constructors, okay? Let's say you have multiple constructors. None of these constructors have initialized, but if I initialized at the declaration itself, there is no problem, guys. Okay, you don't have to initialize again in each and every constructor. If during the declaration of this final instance variable only you initialize, then there is no need of initializing that particular final instance variable in all the constructors. Only when this final instance variable is not initialized during the declaration, then in all the constructors you have to initialize, guys. Okay, you have multiple constructors, in all the constructors you have to initialize that. That's the concept. Okay, fine. Now there is one more thing. I'll remove this extra constructor here. Okay, for now only one constructor, let's say. So what if I make this static? If I add static here, what will happen? If I add here or here, anywhere you can add, guys, static final or final static, whatever you can do, that's okay. So if I add this static along with this final keyword, if I have static for this final instance variable, then is it possible to initialize this static final variable using constructor? Then no, guys. Okay, static final variables cannot be initialized using a constructor. Only way that is possible to initialize a static final variables in a class is during the declaration only. There is no other way. Even constructors also we cannot use. Okay, if normal final instance variables are there, if they are not initialized at the declaration, you can initialize in the constructor. But for the static final instance variables, you have to initialize them during the declaration itself. You cannot even use the or take the help of the constructors to initialize if you have not initialized at the declaration. So hope guys you understood how to use constructors for initializing the final instance variables. So that's it guys. Thank you. Bye. Hello all, welcome to part 267 of Java tutorial series. In this session, I am going to explain and practically demonstrate that static methods cannot be overridden. So let's get started. First of all, I'll open this Eclipse IDE where we have this sample Java project already created. Inside this sample Java project, I'll create two classes. One is I'll name that as class A. I'll create one more class, guys. I'll name that as class B. Now I have created two classes. So out of these two classes, I'll make one of the class a child class of another class. So I'll make this class A parent of this class B. That is class B as a child of the class A. So extends class A like this. Now class B is a child class of the class A. Now in this parent class, I'll create a method which is a static method. Public static void. I'll name this method as some sample. Now here inside this method, I'll write a print statement. Sample hyphen class A. That's it. Now I'll try to override this method in the parent class from the child class. I'll try to create the same method in the child class to override the method in the parent class. Public void name is sample, right? So I'll give sample here. The moment when I try to create the same method to override the method in the parent class, I am going to get the compiler error like this. We cannot override the static methods from the parent classes. Okay, you have to remove the static here. Static methods from the parent class cannot be overridden in the child classes. If you remove the static keyword from here, you see the error will be gone. You see error is gone. Again, if you add static here, error will come back. The compiler error will come back. You see static methods cannot be overridden in the child classes. Okay. So why a child class cannot override the methods which are static type from the parent class? The reason is runtime polymorphism is not possible with the static methods. That's why child class methods cannot override the static methods in the parent class. So that's it guys. Thank you. Bye. Hello all. Welcome to part 268 of Java tutorial series. In this session, I am going to explain and practically demonstrate Java regular expressions which are shortly known as regex. So let's get started. First of all, what exactly are these regular expressions? Regular expressions are nothing but the search patterns like this, which can be searched in the given string text. For example, here we have a search pattern. To see whether the search pattern is available in the string text or not, we have to create this kind of regular expressions. Okay. In Java, how to create such kind of search patterns and how to search for these patterns in the given string text. All those things I'm going to explain and practically demonstrate in this session. So here you see guys, there is one example here, right? There is an example here. So we'll write like this pattern dot matches. Here this side we'll write the regular expression like this. That is a pattern, regular expression pattern like this we'll write on the left side. That's the first argument in this matches predefined method of the pattern, predefined class of Java. And on the right argument, we'll write this string text in which we have to search for this pattern for. Okay. So I will make it more clear for you. So let me open this Eclipse IDE where I have this sample project, which is a Java project, and it has a sample class. Inside that we have main method. Here I am going to write the code for this pattern matching. Okay, in Java for using this regular expressions and all. So guys, first I need to write pattern here. Okay, just I need to type pattern. Pattern is a predefined class in Java, guys, and it has a predefined static method, guys. If I go to the Java library, you see Java some type like 8 API or something, and in the search results you'll get this link, Java API library page. So Control F and search for this pattern. Okay, pattern is a predefined class in Java, guys. Okay, pattern is a predefined class in Java. If you scroll down, it has a predefined method known as matches. Okay, so scroll down, keep scrolling down, guys. Okay, somewhere you will find these methods. Okay, list of methods are there. You see matches is a method, guys. Okay, this is a matches is a method. You see the first argument we have to give, the first argument of this matches we have to give regular expression. In the second, as a second argument of this matches predefined method of the pattern class, we have to give the string text. Okay, fine. You see this particular method is a static method. So how to call this method? We have to simply say pattern. Okay, we have to simply say pattern dot matches. That's it. So here I'll simply say pattern dot matches. Okay, so I need to give two arguments here. First argument is regular expression, that is regex pattern kind of thing. And on the right side, we have to give the string in which we have to search for this pattern for. Okay. So let me give double quotes here, and here also I'll give some double quotes. Okay. I'll create a pattern here. So I'll write like this first, and there is an example as I already mentioned here. Okay. So this side I'll just blindly, guys, I'll not explain what exactly this regular expression pattern is. So I'll copy this as it is and paste it here, guys. Okay. There's something like dot #, Arun dot #. Okay. Don't worry what is this. On the right side, I'll give the string text, guys, like my name is Arun Motori. Okay. My name is Arun Motori. And this matches will return you the Boolean value. You see, it is returning the Boolean. This matches is returning the Boolean. So here I'll say Boolean A is equal to like this. Okay. Now, if A, that is this Boolean value, okay, if this pattern, this particular regular expression is able to found, okay, is matching this particular, okay, if this particular regular expression is matching this particular given string text, okay, then it's fine, it will return true, right? You'll get the result as true. So if that is true, I'll print out, okay, I'll print out saying matched, simply matched. Else I'll say didn't match. Okay, not matched or didn't match, whatever it says. Okay, not matched. Like this, I'll simply write this simple program, guys. Okay, now run this code and let's see what output we'll get. You see, it's saying matched. It got matched. That means this particular regular expression is matching this particular text. Okay, this particular regular expression is matching the text. So what is this regular expression now? How did I build that? All those things I'll explain later, guys. Okay. So for now, understand that this is a regular expression and this is a string text which should match with this regular expression. Okay. This regular expression should match with the string text. Then it will return true. Otherwise, it will return. For example, if I say ABCD here, some random regular expression, if I give this time, you see, it will return not matched. You see, not matched. Okay. So you're able to understand at a high level for now. Fine. So there are two other ways, guys. Okay, this is one way, like this way of writing is like pattern dot matches. This is simplest and easiest way I can say, whatever I explained so far for pattern matching. Simply write the pattern predefined class from Java and use a static method of this pattern. and give two arguments. One argument is regular expression, other argument separated by comma is a string text where you have to, okay, where you are going to search this regular expression in this matching with the string text or not. Okay, fine. So this is very simple. Not if I don't want to write like this. Okay, there is other way also. Okay, instead of writing pattern dot matches, there is other way also, guys. That means it have to write pattern dot. Okay, pattern dot. There is one more static method, guys. If you go to this Java API library for this pattern predefined class, here there is one more predefined method known as compile, guys. Okay, you see there is a predefined method known as compile. Here we need to give the regular expression. Okay, compile the regular expression. Let's give that pattern dot compile, and here we need to give the regular expression. Only one argument here, that is the regular expression. Let's give the same regular expression. For example, the same regular expression. Let's try to give this dot asterisk Arun dot asterisk. This regular expression I am going to give here as a sample, and it will return this particular compile will return you the pattern class. Okay, again it is returning the same pattern class. Okay, the return type of this compile static method. It's a static method, guys. If you come here and see, this is a static method. We can directly call using the pattern dot compile. That's why. And the return type of this compile is again pattern. So I would say pattern is equal to, okay, here I have to say pattern, guys. Okay, pattern is equal to pattern dot compile. That's fine. Now using this object reference of this pattern class, I'll call one method. Okay, you see if you come here, you see not all methods are static methods. You see compile is static, but here flags is not static, like that. There are a few methods here, so which are not static, guys. Okay, which are not static. So I want this method, guys. Okay, matcher method, which is not static type. You see static is not there. Compile has static here, but matcher doesn't have static. So in order to access this method, I need to create with the help of object reference of the pattern class only I can access. Okay, this is the object reference of the pattern class. So using the object reference, that is pattern dot, I'll call this method, that is matcher method. Okay, matcher of this one. Okay, so here provide the string text. Okay, string text where you want to search this pattern. Okay, you just provide the string text where you want to search this regular expression. Okay, for matching. So I'll say my name is Arun Moturi. This is a string text I'll provide. So this pattern will be searched in this string text, simple words. Okay, fine. Now this matcher is returning an object of matcher class, object reference of this matcher class. So I'll say matcher is equal to, I'll create local variable here, right click. Okay, you see matcher came. Now this matcher is another predefined class in Java, and using the object reference of this matcher, I can call one more method, that is matches method. Okay, using the object reference of this matcher, I have to call one more method known as matches, like this. Okay, so this will return either true or false. Okay, if this particular regular expression is matching with this particular string text, then this matches will return true. Okay, so it will give boolean value, guys. Boolean a is equal to like this. Okay, now the remaining code is same. If it is matching, if this regular expression is matching with the string text, then it will return true. If it is true, it will say matched. If it is false, it will say not matched. Okay, run this code. So it's saying matched because I gave like this proper one, A, B, C, D, E. If I give, it will not match. This regular expression is nowhere in the string text. So it will say not matched this time. You say not matched. Fine, all good. Now guys, there's one more way. Okay, there is one more way. I don't have to write this many number of lines, guys. Okay, I'll reduce the number of lines here. Instead of writing this many lines, I'll write a single line. How to write that? You see, pattern.compile, okay, is returning this pattern object, right? I'll not create the pattern object reference and all. Simply at the end, I will say dot, and I'll call this method matcher. I'll append this method here. Okay, dot matcher. That's it. This is one thing. Dot matcher I have to say. Okay, I don't have to write three lines, guys. Okay, directly pattern.compile, because using the object reference of this compile, that is a return type of this which is a return type of this compile, right? It is returning the object reference of the pattern. Okay, using that object, I'm calling this method. Okay, directly instead of creating a separate line for that. Again, this matcher is giving the object reference of this matcher. So directly with the object of that, I'll be calling this matches. Why to write this many number of lines, right? Just provide like this, it is done. And finally, this matches will return you the boolean. Last one will return you the boolean. So give boolean here, boolean a. This is the best way. Okay. So you see, instead of three lines, I'm done with the single line, right? This is a better way, I feel. Okay. So compared to the second way, third way is better. Instead of writing three lines, you see object dot matcher, the return type object dot matches like this. Okay, it will matches will return you true or false. All good, right? Matches will return you true or false. So if this particular regular expression is matching with the string text, it will return true. If not, it will return false. Now the same thing, guys. If I run this code, it will say not matched because A, B, C, D, E is there, not matched. What if I give a proper one? That is this one. If I give this time, it will say matching, matched. You see, it will say matched. It's working fine. So guys, these are the three ways, guys. Okay, first way is a better way, I feel. Okay, whatever I started the session with, right? This one is a better way, easiest way. I don't have to write this much big statement. Okay, so what I will simply do is I'll say pattern dot matches directly, and here first argument I'll give the regular expression, second argument I'll give the string text. Okay, where I want to use this regular expression to search for. Okay, so I'll simply give dot hashtag Arun dot hashtag, and here I'll say my name is. First I give the regular expression. Second argument I'm saying my name is Arun Moturi. Okay, this is a better way. That's it. Now this will work. This is the simplest way, guys. We can use going ahead. I showed you all the ways though. Whatever that is convenient for you, you can use, guys. Okay. But now we have to explore a lot of patterns, guys. Okay. So I didn't explain how to create such kind of such patterns. Okay, such kind of regular expressions, how to create for searching in this particular string text, how to create this kind of thing. I didn't explain. Now I have created a lot of examples, guys. Okay, list of regular expressions I created. We are going to practice one by one so that you will become good with this creating this kind of regular expressions and use them for matching with this given string text. Okay, fine. So first one, guys, let's say I'll give something as Java here. Okay, I'll simply give the regular expression is Java, guys. Okay, the regular expression is Java, and this side I'll say Java only. Okay, is this regular expression matching with this Java? This is a string text. This is a regular expression. Java is matching exactly is matching, right? So if I run this code, it will return true. If it is true, it will print matched. Okay, run this code. It will say matched. What if I give capital J here? Is this Java matching with this one? No, because in the regular expression we have the lowercase, but here in the string text we have the uppercase, so it will not match. Not matched will come, right? Not matched will come. So what if I give another thing, not Java? I'll give some other thing like Python. Is Java matching with Python? Not at all, right? Again, not matched will come. This regular expression is not matching the string text. Done. Not matched is coming. So guys, I'll create one more thing. We'll keep on going with examples, guys. You see, we'll learn one by one. Some syntax for creating the regular expressions will be there in Java. You see, for the first letter, guys, either it can be capital J or lowercase j. Okay. So what I will do here is I'll simply surround this J with the square brackets, and I'll give one more J. Okay. That means the first character, the first character of this regular expression or this particular string can either be capital J or lowercase j. That means here if I give Java, it will say matched or not matched. If I give Java here, it will match, guys. You see, JAVA, it will match. The first character can be either capital J or lowercase j. No problem. The string text lowercase j is there, so it will say matched. What if I give capital J? In this case also it will say matched, guys. Okay. So either lowercase j or uppercase j can be there in the first letter. So it will also match. Run this code. Say matched. Done. Okay. So this is one way, guys. This is another way. Okay. So next example I'll take. I'll just take this one, guys. If I give the regular expression like this, first two letters need to be y, and third letter can be lowercase s or lowercase p. What if I give yes here? It will match. The string text is s. Does this regular expression match? YE, either S or P. Yes, one of the thing is there, S is there, so it will match. The last character can be yes. You see matched. What if I give yep, YEP, yep? Okay. Either it can be S or P, the last character. So P is there, so it will say matched. You see, this is also matched. What if I say yet? In this case, it will not match. YE, either S or P should be there. Here T is there, so it will not match. You see, not matched. What if you give something completely different, ABC? ABS, otherwise ABS. First two letters need to be YE, but here AB is there, so it will not match. It will not match, guys. Is it not matched? I hope you are able to understand this regular expression so far. Now the next one, guys. This example I'll take. We'll keep lot of examples will keep coming in one by one. I am going to explain. So what if I say in the first character can be either S or F or K, and the two other letters in this particular three-letter word can be IT. Okay. So what if I say SIT? Is it matching? Yes, IT. One of the letter in this square brackets is S, so it is matching. So it will say matched. But if I say FIT, yes, F is also there. So FIT is matched. What if I say KIT? Yes, KIT will also match. You see, KIT also match. What if I give any other things? LIT lit. It will not match because L is not part of this SFK. So it will not match. Run this code. It's not matched. And also, if I give capital S, here lowercase s is there, but here capital S is there. So it will say not matched. Not matched. Okay. It's very strict, right? Very strict. If it is lowercase only kind of. Okay. So these are few examples, guys. Let's go with the next one. Dot AVA. Okay. Dot AVA. Let me copy this here. Here, what does dot means? Dot can be anything, guys. It should be one character and it can be anything. It can be a number, it can be a symbol, it can be anything. Okay. So, but other three letters should be AVA. Okay. So, if I say Java here, AVA, here dot can be single character. You see, it's like filling the blank here, only one character blank. It's like J, that's fine. Remaining all AVA, right? So, it's matching. First letter can be anything, guys. Okay. So, if I give capital J, it will match, no problem. You see, if I give some dollar symbol, it will match. Yes, if I give some number, it will match. But the last three letters should be AVA, guys. Okay. So what if I give something like AVA? But here only one dot is there, but here you are giving two. So last three are fine, but before that you have two. Here only one dot is there, so it will not fit, right? So it will say not matched. What if I give two dots here? Then it will match. The first two letters can be anything, but last three letters should be AVA. Run this code. Okay. So it's matching. So what if I give something like this? A dot dot N. Okay. And if I give Arun here, then it will match. First should be Arun and remaining in between it can be anything. It can be R, it can be U. Two letters should be there and last should be N. So it's matching. Matched. Like this, guys. Okay. Hope you are able to understand what is the purpose of dot. Dot for single character or anything. Like it can be symbol, it can be number or something. Okay. Now let's go with the next example, that is 0 to 9 a.m. Okay. I'll go with this here. I'll write like this regular expression I'll write. That means the first letter can be a number which can be either 0, 1, 2 and so on till 9. Okay, any number it can be. But after that you should have AM. Okay. So for example, if I give you 9 a.m., it will work out. Okay. 9 a.m. it will say matched. Matched. Okay. But if I give 5 a.m., again 5 is also in the range of 0 to 9. So it will also come as matched. But if I give, okay, SAM, S is not part of this list. Only 0 to 9 is the range. So S is out of that range. So we'll get not matched. You see, not matched, right? Like this, guys, it is going to work. 0 to 9 means it's the range of numbers from 0 to 9. Any number can be there from 0 to 9 as a first letter here. Okay. Now let's go with the next example. I'll copy this regular expression and paste it here, and we'll try the different stuff. What if I write the regular expression like this? The first letter can be anything, a lowercase letter alphabet from A to Z. Okay, lowercase alphabet A to lowercase alphabet Z. In that case, so if I say SCT set, it will work out because this lowercase s is part of A to Z range only, right? It's somewhere S will come in between A to Z. Okay, so run this code, it will say matched. Okay, what if I say PET pet? It will work out. Okay, ZET Z, it will work out. Still, it will work out. It will say matched. See, matched. But if I don't give lowercase letters, for example, if I give SCT set, capital S, if I give, it will not work out, guys. Okay, it will say not matched. It will say not matched. And also, if I give some number like 980 net, you say not matched. Like this, guys. Hope you are able to understand. Okay, nothing will work out here. Only the first letter should be in the range of A to Z, guys. Okay, that's what is the meaning. Now let's go with the next one. If I give like this, the next regular expression, here capital A to capital Z, guys. Okay, the first letter should be either capital. If I give SCT, it will work out. Okay, matched. If I say AET, it it will work out. If I give PET, it will work out. Not that is matched will come. Okay. If I give ZET, it will say matched because Z is also part of this A to Z range. But if I give some other thing other than this, for example, lowercase z or something, it will not take it. Not matched. Okay. If I give some symbol here, dollar or something, it will not take. Not matched. Okay. If I give some number here, it will say not matched. Okay. So only A to Z, capital or uppercase letters. Okay. First letter should be the uppercase letter, which can be in the range of A to Z. Next one, this regular expression. Let's try this out. So this regular expression, guys, if you see, this is the first letter, guys. Square bracket means the first letter here. The position of the letter that where square bracket is there is the first position. And it can be either lowercase letters or uppercase letters, or it can be 0 to 9. That means if I give 980, it will work out. Okay. Because 9 is in the range, right? Run this, you see, it will work. Matched. If I give SCT, again it is okay. Because lowercase letters also can be part of this. If I give capital S, yes, still work out. Capital letters are also there. Like this, guys. Okay. What if I give symbols here? For example, I give $ET, then it will say not matched. Only this one is matched. Okay. This range should be there. Okay. Either it can be first letter need to be either lowercase A to Z or uppercase A to Z or number from 0 to 9. Okay. Remaining anything else if you give, it will say not matched. Done. Okay. Now let's move with the next regular expression example. I'll copy this and here I'll paste this regular expression. And if you see this, guys, okay, there is a cap symbol. It means it should not be, the first letter should not be 0 to 9. Any other thing is fine. If you give 980, it will say not matched because 9 is part of this range. It's saying it should not be. When you say cap here, it is a reverse. This first letter should not come 10, the numbers from 0 to 9. That's what is the rule. Okay, you see, not matched will come. Apart from 9, if you give anything, for example, capital S or lowercase s, any alphabet if you give, no problem, guys. Okay, not everything will match. It should not be the number from 0 to 9. Then if I give some symbol, everything will work out, guys. There is no problem, but it should not be a number from 0 to 9. Okay, if you give any number, then only will say match, not matched. Okay, then only it will say not matched, otherwise it will say matched. So reverse, cap means reverse of this 0 to 9. Okay, here let's go with this one. Next regular expression, SC A to Z. Okay, that means the last letter should be in the range of A to Z, lowercase a to Z. First two letters should be SC. First two letters should be SC, then only it will match. The last letter should be anything, SEAC. Okay, run this, it will match. See, matched. I will say SEZ says. Okay, it will match. If I give SCT, it will match. Okay, SCT also will match. What if I give some dollar here? It will not match. Dollar is not in the range of A to Z, so it will not match, guys. Okay, run this. You see, it will say not matched. But if I give some number C9, it will not match. Okay, it will not match like this, guys. Okay, so capital letters will not match again. Only the last letter should be only lowercase letters from A to Z. You see. So hope you are able to understand. Next, this one, this regular expression will take. You see here, the first letter should be S, last letter should be T, and in between the middle letter should not be actually. Okay, the middle letter should not be any of these letters. The middle letter should not be A, the middle letter should not be E, the middle letter should not be I, the middle letter should not be O, the middle letter should not be U. Apart from that, if you give anything, it will take. Okay, for example, if I say SCT, E is there, it should not be there because cap is there means this letter should not be there, but it is there means it will say not matching. Okay, what if I give SAT SAT? Again here hey is also there. So it will say again not matched because A is also there. Okay, what if say SPT? SPT if I give. If I give SPT, you see matched. SPT is matched. Okay. If I give S90, S90, it is also says matched. If I give S$T, S$T, okay, then it is also matched. Okay, matched. So it should not be A, E, I, O, U. The middle letter should not be A, that A, E, I, O, U. Okay, remaining all will be accepted. So even capital letters also accepted, guys. For example, if I give here S capital ET, it will be accepted because here lowercase is not accepted, but uppercase they are not mentioning. So run this code. You see, matched. Okay, like this, guys. Now, few more things are there. We'll go with slash d. As you can see, there is a very simple regular expression now, guys, that is slash d. Okay, which actually stands for this one. Okay, if you don't want to explicitly put a square bracket and say 0 to 9, instead you can simply say slash d, guys. Okay, so for example, here, if I say, okay, if I don't want to put 0 to 9 here, okay, this, if this is a regular expression, guys, how we have to do is, so the middle number, middle letter, that is a second letter, should be a number from 0 to 9. It can be like, for example, if I say S90, it will accept, it will say matched. Okay, so this is fine, guys. Okay, this is fine, but if I give any SAT or something, it will not take. Okay, it will say not matched. Okay, not matched, because here only the middle letter should be number from 0 to 9. If you don't want to explicitly write this much of thing, you have to write slash t. Okay, but single slash d is not going to work in Java, guys. You have to say double slash, because you see this single backward slash, if the Java has to accept the single backward slash, you have to write 2 times. Okay, so like this is nothing but slash d only. Okay, slash d only. So if you write like this, okay, s double backward slash dt in Java, here the same meaning, guys. Okay, the same meaning, that is this middle letter is going to be a number, guys. It cannot be any other things. Okay, it's 0 to 9 number. Okay, this regular expression means this slash d means same as this one. Okay, slash d is equal to square bracket 0 to 9. So if I give s90, you see it will take, it will say matching, matched. Okay, but if I give some other thing like a or some dollar symbol or whatever, it is not matched. You see, if I give dollar also, it will not take. Only 0 to 9 are accepted, not matched. If I give 5 here, it will match. Okay, the middle need to be a number. If I give slash t backward slash t here, it is a number, guys. Okay, 0 to 9 numbers range. Fine. Similarly, we have, so backward slash capital D, guys, which is an opposite of, okay, this, it should not be a number from 0 to 9. It can be anything apart from the number. It can be anything, guys. It can be lowercase letter, uppercase letter. It can be symbols. It can be whatever it is. But it should not be 0 to 9. Okay. Then you have to give, just replace this lowercase d with a capital D. And if I give number, guys, this time it will get not matched, because it should not be a number, right? 0 to 9 number should not be there. It's an opposite. Okay. So run this, it will get not matched. But if I give any other thing in place of this number, SAT, it will say matched. Okay, you see, SAT matched, and S capital AT matched. Okay, so then if I give some dollar, it will say matched. Okay, all the things will match. Remaining all things except 0 to 9 will match. Okay, match. So that's what is this capital D thing. Now we'll go with the next one, that is slash W. Okay. So this slash W, as mentioned here, is similar to this one, guys. Okay, similar to this one. First, we'll write this part. Okay, somewhere, for example, here in place of this, I'll write like this. Okay, yes. So middle letter can be can be from A to Z, capital letters A to Z, or lowercase letters A to Z, or can be numbers from 0 to 9, and also even dollar symbol, not dollar, underscore symbol also. Okay, it can be either a uppercase alphabet or lowercase alphabet, or it can be a number from 0 to 9, or it can be underscore. So here we'll write, you see here I'll write capital A, it will take it. Okay, this will take it. Pattern will match, matched. If I give lowercase, for example, here I'll say lowercase z or something. Okay, you say pattern will match. Done. If I give some numbers, okay, let's say if I give some number like 3 here, it will match. 0 to 9, it will match, matched. If I give some underscore here, s underscore t, it will also will match, because underscore is also part of this. Run this, it is also will match, underscore match. But if I give any other thing other than that, like dollar or hash or whatever it is, it will simply say not matched. You see? So instead of giving this much big, you can simply say backward slash w. Here, if you are getting this kind of error, then say double backward slash w. It's nothing equal to the backward slash w. Okay, escape character kind of thing. Fine. So now in this case, guys, again the same thing, guys. Okay, in case of dollar, it will not say matched. Okay, you see, which is equal to this one. Dollar is not there in this list, so you will get not matched. Remaining all will match. Okay, so here it can be all capital letters. It will match. So lowercase letters, it will match. Numbers, it will match. Underscore, it will match. Okay, for numbers also it's matching. For underscore also it will match. Okay, your underscore also will match. But apart from those things, if you give some dollar or hash or whatever the symbols, it will not say not match. Okay, underscore is also matching. Fine. So now reverse of this. Okay, if you want to go a reverse of this, you have to give capital W. Okay, which is the reverse. So for example, here in case of lowercase w, I'll give double backward slash capital W. In this case, guys, if you give any of this, like if you give A here, it will say not matched. Okay, it should not be part of that, right? So it not matched. If you give like a lowercase letter like this, okay, it will say not matched. Then if you give number like this, again not matched. It should not be, guys. Okay, so underscore if I give then also it will say not matched. Opposite of the previous one. Lowercase letter W and uppercase W are different. Okay, they are opposite. And if I give some symbols other than this underscores like dollar or hash or whatever it is, it will say matched. Okay, you see this time you'll get matched. Matched. Okay, so hope guys you understood this slash backward slash capital W. Now let's go with the next one. Okay, this backward slash lowercase s. Okay, so this matches with any escape characters like slash t, slash n, slash f, slash r, which are in this box. You see, it can be any of these things. Okay, so copy this. If you put this as it is here, okay, if you put this as it is here, okay, so it can be. So just give like this slash t, slash n, slash x, slash f. Okay, if any problem, we'll try to overcome that. Okay, okay, this is not coming, so we have to give. Then it's not taking now. So we'll take, then it's taking or not, let's see. Double backward slash we have to give. But remaining it's taking, guys. Okay, for remaining it's taking. For these three things, it's not taking. So let's give, wherever it is taking, it's okay. But if it is not taking, just replace that backward slash with a double backward slash. Okay. For this one, it's taking, no problem. For slash t, it's taking. Only for this one, it's not taking. Remaining all it's taking, guys. Okay. Only for this one, I give double backward slash. Fine, guys. So that means it can be here. If I say slash n, it should accept. Okay, if I say slash n here, this part of this middle letter can be slash n, guys. Okay, escape character can be there. So if I run this, you see it will say matched, no problem. If I say slash t is also part of this, it will say matched. Okay, it will say matched. But if I give something like slash f, it will say matched. Now if I give some other thing like instead of slash f and all, if I give a, okay, a is not part of this escape character, so run this, it will not matched. Okay, so this is what is that, guys. Okay, so here instead of giving this much big thing, okay, instead of giving like this, simply say slashes. Okay, I'm not getting any error, so it should be fine. It should say not matched. A should not match with that escape. This slashes is nothing but all these escape characters, guys. Okay, all these escape characters. So I don't have to provide that much big. But if I give slash n here, it will match. Okay, it's not matching. Slash yes. Maybe I need to give here double. Let's run this once. Yeah, now it's matching. I have to give double backward slash, guys. Otherwise, it's not taking. Okay? Otherwise, it's not taking. Okay. So then if I give some other thing like other than escape characters, you see not matched. If I give some slash t here, it should match. Then it's working fine. Yeah, match. This is fine. Okay. So then uppercase is an opposite, guys. I'm not going to explain this. Okay. So you can give anything apart from this slash t, slash n, slash x and all those stuff. Okay. So otherwise I'll explain what's the matter. Capital S I'll give. And here, if I say slash t, it's an opposite, right? It should not contain slash n, slash t and all those stuff. In this case, what should happen, guys? Slash t is means it will say not matched. It will say not matched. But if I give some a here, it will say matched. Apart from that escape characters in that box, anything is matched. Okay. Some number 9, it will say matched. But you cannot give slash n slash t here. For example, if you give slash t here, it will say not matched. Opposite. Simple opposite of backward slash capital S is an opposite of backward slash lower cases. Okay. Fine. So for a lot of regular expressions I covered for you. Now next one, cap my. Here if I give like this, so my string text starts with my is something you are checking. Okay. So here I'll say cap of my. Okay. If I say mystic, mystic. Okay. It's matching or not? Starting with mystic. Matching or not? Let's see. Not matched because you see here only mi is there. Okay. and remaining cannot be there because here pattern is not matching. Start with mi means only mi should be there. Okay, it cannot be any other letter also. Okay, if it has to be mystic, you have to say like mystic here. Okay, otherwise it will not match. I'll tell you how to match this kind of thing with complete mystic. I'll tell you guys. Okay, so there is a way here. I'll say dot hashtag here. I'll explain this later anyhow. If I write like this, it will match with mystic. Okay, start with mi and it can be any other character later. So run this code. You see, this time it will say matched. Okay, this time it will say matched. Sorry. You see, it will say matched. Okay, so that kind of things are there, guys. Here, if I don't write like this, it should be only strictly it should be my mi only. Okay, then only it will match. Okay, start with mi, then only it will match, guys. Done. What if I give other one ends with? Okay, dollar means ends with. Okay, if I give Arun dollar here and write like this, and here if I give Arun, then only it will match. Okay, it's ending last letters are Arun. Okay, so run this code, matched. But if I give dot hash trick and Arun dollar, in this case I can give like this: my name is Arun. Okay, so dot asterisk means it can be anything before, and the last one should be ending part should be Arun, guys. Okay, run this code. You see, it will say matching. Okay, that's what. Okay, this dot star I'll explain later. For now, when I don't give dot star, it should be exactly Arun only, guys. Otherwise, it will not match. Okay, the from ending it should be Arun. Okay, ends with Arun. Okay, so now next one, a dot dot n. Okay, a dot dot n. So this dot is one character. This is another letter. It can be any symbol or number or anything. It can be anything, but only two should be there. Okay, two dots means two characters should be there, or two symbols should be there, two numbers should be there. It will work. Okay, if I say ARUN, it will say matched. Okay, now it will say matched, guys. You see, it got matched. If I say 1 2 A1 2 N, then also it will say matched. If I say a dollar underscore, then also it will say match. It can be anything, guys. Okay, uppercase letters, lowercase letters, numbers, symbols. It can be anything. But here two things should be there. First should be a and last should be n, and in between that anything can be there. Okay, in these two places something. If I give $1 n, then it will not match. Here two should be there, mandatory. Here only one is there, so it will say not matched. Not matched. Okay, so fine. So matches any character except new line. Okay, that's fine. Then this is the one. Next one, this one, guys. Okay, let's understand this portion, this regular expression. So here what we are doing here is this particular string text should start with what? Should start with cap my means it should start with my, and in between that it can have any number of things. It can have a space. It can dot star means 0 or 1. Okay, 0 or many, guys. Okay, dot star here means dot star means 0 or many. Okay, if you say dot only one, but followed by dot if you say star means any number of times. 0 times this dot can be 0 times or 1 time, 2 time, 10 times, 100 times, 1,000 times. Anything can be there. Okay, from zero, guys. So I'll give different regular expressions to confirm this, but it should end with what? It should end with dollar. Arun dollar means it should end with Arun. Okay, so let's give something like I'll say my. Okay, my name is Arun. I'll say. You see, let's match this regular expression with this part. Okay, so you see, it's starting with cap my. Is it starting with my or not? Yes, it's starting. Is it ending dollar? Arun dollar means is it ending with Arun? Yes, it's ending with Arun. And in between dot star is there. This dot can be 0 times or 100 times and 1,000 times. Okay, 0 or any times. This dot star means okay. If you give only dot means only one character, but if you followed by dot, if you give star means it's a loop. It can be anything. It can be 0 times. 0 times this dot can be there, or it can be any number of times the dot can be there. Okay, that's what is it. Instead of writing like this dot 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 like this, I can write asterisk. Even dot can be nothing also. Okay, it can be 0 letters in between. There can be nothing between this Maya and Arun also. Okay, then also it's fine. In this case, guys, you see, dot star will take this portion. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Total nine dots. It will cover that 9 dots. Okay, you see matched. What if I give? I'll remove all this stuff. You see, immediately it's starting with my and ending with Arun. But in between my Arun, there is nothing. So this is also fine, guys. Dot star means 0 times also. 0 times the dot also. So it should be matching. You see, this also will match. If I give one space, it will match. If I give name here, it will match. So 0 or any number of times. Okay, dot star means the previous, wherever you put star guys, that will repeat this dot either 0 or any number of times. Okay, this dot will be repeated 0 or any number of times. So this star can be put not only before dot guys, okay, not only after dot, but you can put any before anything. For example, you can put this after y also, like that also you can do. Okay, I'll explain more examples. For now, let's start with this. Okay, so like this, starts with my and ends with Arun, and star repeats the this particular dot in this regular expression. The dot is there, after dot star is there. So star repeats the dot expression 0 or any number of times in this example. So my Arun is accepted, my name is Arun is also accepted. Now let's go with the next one. This regular expression, let's go with this regular expression. Here I'll give like this. So here again it starts with cap means start with my, yes, fine. Ends with Arun, yes, ends with Arun, fine. In between that, dot plus means what? Dot plus means one or any number of times. Here there is a small difference between star and this plus symbol. Okay, star, if star comes after the dot, this dot can be 0 times or any number of times. But if this particular dot comes after place, this dot can be 1 or any number of times. 0 or any number of times is different from 1 or any number of times. Okay, must is 1. Okay, so in this case guys, this is fine because you see dot place means 1 or dot place means one, this dot can be 1 or any number of times. So here how many are there? 1 2 3 4 5 6 is 6 are there. Okay, if I say is and all, there will be 9. Okay, from you see 9 letters are there. That's okay because it can be 1 or any number of times. So 9 is any number. So this will say matched. Matched. You say you got matched. What if I say I'll remove all this stuff? This time it will not match. So starting with my is fine, ending with Arun is fine. In between that, dot plus is there, not dot star. Dot star means 0 times is also fine, but dot plus means 1 time should be there, must. 1 or many. But here, in between my Arun, 1 letter is not there. So run this, not match will come. If I give at least 1 here, at least a space or some letter or something, that's fine. It will take, from here it will consider matched. Okay. That's what is the difference between dot star and dot plus guys. I can give anything here, A, B, C, D. A also I can give, that's fine. Match will come. Okay, it is 1 or any number of, okay, 1 or any number of dots. If this place comes after this dot, dot can be 1 or any number of times. Okay, here 1 or any number, 0 times is not accepted. Now fine, so this is not accepted. Okay, next let's go with the next regular expression here, this one. Okay, I'll copy this and paste it here. What is this? Question mark. Question mark means 0 or 1 only, not many. It dot can be 0 times or 1 time, but not 2 times, 3 times, and many times it's not there, only 0 and 1. That means my this particular regular this particular string text should start with my and should end with Arun, but it should be 0 or 1. You see here in between Maya and Arun nothing is there, so it will consider 0 also. 0 dots is fine. So it will say matched. Will get matched. What if I give one space? One space is also fine. It can be 0 or 1, right? So space is fine. So matched. But if I give 2, gone, not matched. Okay, so it will not match with this. Okay, my name is, it will not match with this dot question mark stands for, this question mark will repeat only 0 or 1 times. Here 9 times it's not possible, so not matched, not matched. Now let's go with the next one, that is this one. Okay, copy this part and paste it here. Dot, in the curly braces 2 is there, that means must 2 times, 2 dots. Okay, repeat these dots 2 times. Dot of 2 means 2 dots. Simple. If I said 5 here, must 5 dots. Dot, 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 dot. Instead of writing 5 dots, I can say dot, curly braces 5. That's it. Okay. Fine. So if I say 9 here, let's assume that if I say 9 here, this dot is repeated 9 times. Dot, 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 like that. Okay. In between Maya and Arun. So it should, cap of my means it should start with my, and Arun dollar means it should end with Arun, but in between that 9 should be there. Okay, mandatory 9 should be. Let's count it, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. So it will work, it will say matched. But if I give my Arun. Okay, only one is there, it will not match. Okay, here 9 is mandatory, 9 dots. This dot should be repeated 9 times. Okay, so but here only one dot means it will not match. Only one means it will not match, guys. Okay, 0 also will not match. Not matched. If I give my name is, okay, a Arun, something like this, if I give, so it's more than 9, guys. Okay, it will not match. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11. 11 will not match. Here only 9 dots, so it will say not matched. You say not matched. Hope you are able to understand this part, right? So few more examples are there, guys, before we wind up this session. So most of the things are done. I'll go with the left out parts. This part I'll take, this regular expression. If I give like this, Java and pipe Java. Okay, if I give like this, it can be either Java, or this particular string can be either Java. It will match. Okay, this portion. Okay, left side of this pipe symbol, or either this one or this one should be there. Okay, so run this. So here one of this left side thing is matching, so it's a matched. But if I give lowercase Java, the right side of this pipe symbol is matching here, so it will also match. Matched. What if I give some other thing like Python or something? It will not match. Either this Java or this Java should match. Okay, remaining all will not match. Now next one, this one. Okay. Okay, if I give like this, so this means A to D and also M to P. Okay, it will take both A to D and M to P ranges. That means here this is only one character, guys. This complete square bracket is a single character only. I cannot give A B like this. It will not match. It will say not matched. Only one character is allowed. Here this complete thing is a single character. So I have to give some single character here. That character can be in the range of A to D. If I give A here, guys, it will match. Okay, within the range of A to D, it will match. For example, if I give C here, it will match because C is in the range of A to D. You see, matched. If I give D here, it will match. That's fine. You see, matched. If I give M here, it will also match. Not only A to D, guys, but also M to P. Okay, you cannot give E here, guys. Okay, you cannot give E because E is not in the range of A to D, neither it is in the range of M to P. Okay, E is not in the range of A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N. Okay, till I, J, K, L. I, J, K, L, A, B, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L cannot be there. Okay, after P also it will not be there. Okay, like this. E will not match. E is neither part of this A to D or not part of this M to P range. So it will say not matched here. Okay, so if I give again M here, it will match. N will match because MNOP, right? MNOP is there here. So range is there. So N will match. If I give P here, it will match. I mean, OP, QR, ST, for example, S will not match. S is neither in the range of this one or this one. Okay, so it will not match. Not matched. Okay, like this. And also all these are lowercase letters, guys. If you capital case, even though if you are giving this D and if it is a lowercase, it will not match. You already know. Not matched. Okay, fine. Next one, next example. Next regular expression, guys. What does it mean? It's an intersection, guys. Okay, intersection. That means it should be A to Z, lowercase A to Z, but and also it should be DEF. How can that be possible? You see, DEF is in the range of A to Z, but remaining all should be ignored, guys. In this lowercase A to Z, only DEF should be considered. For example, if I give A here, it will not be accepted. It will not match, case. Okay, because AND condition is there. It's not OR condition. It's AND condition. That means this A is A to Z is fine, but in DEF A is not there. Both the sides it should match, case. Okay, in A to Z it's okay, but DEF A is not there, so it will say not matched. What if I give D here? You see, D is available in A to Z, that's fine. And in this DEF also, D is there. So D will match. It will say matched. Like this, guys. Okay. Only DEF in this A to Z range will match, guys. Simple words. Okay. Fine. So now go with the next regular expression here. Let's go with the next regular expression. This one. A to Z and also not of BC. Okay. That means what? That means what, guys? It should be lowercase A to Z. And in that lowercase A to Z, it should not be BC. Other than BC, everything will be accepted. For example, if I give A here, it will be accepted. It is in A to Z and A is not BC, right? A is not BC. A is not part, A is either not B or A is not C. So it will be accepted. You see, match will come. But if I give B here, there is a problem. Okay. B is, even though B is in the range of A to Z, but it should not be BC. But here B is matching, so it should not be matching. So it will say not matched. Like that, guys. Okay. C also will get not matched. Apart from B, C, everything will be matched, guys. For example, if I give D here, it will match. If I give Z here, it will match. Okay. All other things will match. That's what is this regular expression. Now, next one, this one will take almost there. Let's see. So here again, AND operator is there. So A to Z, this letter should be in the range of A to Z, and also it should not be M to P. It should not be M to P. That means if I give A here, it will match because A is in the range of A to Z and A is not in the range of M to P. So it will match. Matched will come. But what if I give T here, M N O P? T is in the range of A to Z and T is not in the range of M to P. Again, it will say matched. But what if I give O here? O is in the range of A to Z, but O should not be in the range of M to P, but M N O P, it is in the range. That means it will say not matched. Like this. Done. Now let's go with the next one. So very simple ones, guys. Okay, so if I give like this, the regular expression like this means question mark means what, guys? This B can be 0 or 1 times. Okay, this B can be repeated 0 or 1 times. That means if I give 80, does this regular expression match with 80? Yes. B can be, after B question mark is there means this B can be 0 or 1 time. 0 times, assume that B is 0 times, then 80 only will be there, right? It's matching. So it will say matched. But if I say B80, this is also fine because B question mark means either B should be 0 or 1 time. Here 1 time is there, so it will match. But if I say BB80, in this case what will happen? Double B. B can be only 0 or 1 times, but here 2 times is there, but it will say not matched. Not matched. Let's go with the next one. B plus 80. Okay, B plus 80. If this kind of regular expression is given, then what? If plus is coming after this B means this B can be 1 or more times. 1 or any number of times. If this plus is coming after B, this B can be 1 or any number of times. That means if I give 80, 0 times, it's not possible. If I have this plus after B, B cannot be 0 times, guys. It has to be at least 1 time, 1 or many times. Okay. So run this code, it will say not matched. But if I give B80, yeah, 1 time is fine. It will say matched this time. If I give BB80, fine, it will work out. 2 times is also fine. 3 times, 3 times also fine. 1 or any number of times, guys. Okay. You see, plus means this B is repeated. How many times? 1 or any number of times. Okay. So at least 1 B should be there and multiple 2 Bs, 3 Bs, 4 Bs, anything is fine. Done. If B star 80 will come, in this case, what will happen is this star is before star, what is there? B is there. That means B can be 0 or any number of times. That means 80 is also fine here. B 0 times matched. B 1 time, it will match. B 2 times, it will match. B 3 times, it will match. Okay. B 2 times, it will match. B 3 times, it will match. B 4 times, it will match, and so on. Okay. B can be 0 or any number of times. B can be repeated 0 or number of times. What if this one? If I say B, after B, I'm just providing this curly braces and say 2 means 2 B's, mandatorily 2 B's should be there. If you give 0 B's, it will say not matched. Okay. Because 2 B's should be there before this 80. If I give single B also, it will not take. It will say not matched. But if I give 2 B's here, it will say matched because exactly 2 B's are required. 2 B's are there. So it will say matched. If I give 3 B's, again not matched because exactly 2 B's should be there. Here 3 B's are there. Okay. Now next one, this one. If I give 2 comma space, okay, this kind of thing. If I give 2 comma something, okay, nothing. Okay, 2 comma nothing here. If I give, then it can be minimum 2 to any number of. Okay. This B can be minimum 2 to any number of. That means 0 is not possible because B should be at least 2 or any number. So 80 is 0 base. That is not possible. So not matched. Single B, not matched. 2 base, yes, perfectly matched because 2 is a minimum one. It's a matched here. But if I give 3 base, also match because 2 or any number of, okay? 2 or any number of, so it will match. If I give one more B, it will say again matched. Any number of B's you can keep giving, guys, okay? That's fine. Now next one, last and final one for this session, guys. Last regular expression I can say that I'm going to cover. B, curly braces 2 comma 4. That means minimum 2 to maximum 4. That's it. That means if I don't give anything, not matched. Minimum 2 should be there. 2 B's should be there. Not there. So single B means here if I give single B, no. Here minimum 2, here only 1 is there. So not matched. If I give 2 B's, yes, fine. Minimum count is achieved here. So it will match. If I give 3 B's, yes, 2 to 4, the range is matching. So 3 B's is fine. If I give 4 B's, again fine, maximum is 4 only. So it will match. But if I give 5 B's, it will not match. Okay, so only minimum 2 to maximum 4 should match. You see, not match. Like this, guys. Okay. So hope guys you understood all these different regular expressions but this concept is very huge, guys. Okay, regular expression concept in Java is a vast topic, but I try to cover as much as possible. I covered all the important topics I have to cover in this session. But behind this, if you find something anywhere, you are free to research and do and work on them. Okay. But I covered a lot of things in this session, guys. Okay. What are the important things that you have to learn as part of the regular expressions? I clearly covered in this session. Okay. So with this, guys, I'm done with this session. So that's it, guys. Thank you. Bye. Hello all. Welcome to part 269 of Java, that is Core Java training series. In this session, I'm going to practically demonstrate how to run Java programs using command line commands. So let's get started. So in the previous sessions, we have used Eclipse IDE everywhere. Okay, everywhere we have used Eclipse IDE to run the Java programs. But here, for a difference or for a change, okay, I am showing you just for the knowledge sake how to run the Java programs using the command line commands without using any IDEs or editors like advanced editors like Eclipse IDE or IntelliJ. How to do that? Okay, that's what is the topic all about. Okay. So for this, anyhow, we have to install Java. Okay, I've already installed, downloaded and installed Java in my machine. So if you have not downloaded and installed Java in your machine, what you have to simply do is simply say download, okay, Java JDK, okay, and we have to select a version here. Okay, which version you are going to take? Better to take the LTS versions, okay, long-term support versions. If you want to know about the versions, you can search for Java versions here, and you will get this Wikipedia page here somewhere here, Wikipedia page containing all the versions of Java. Okay, in this, we have to take the latest version. Okay, as per now, as you can see, this is September 2022, maybe Java SE 19, okay, this is September, right? It will be released in this month. Okay. In this month, Java SE 19 will be released. Okay. So, but this is not the LTS version. If you see in the back brackets, LTS is not there. Okay. Next LTS is in September 2023, next year. Okay. That is going to be LTS version. For now, the latest LTS version we have of Java is Java SE 17 LTS. Okay, what is LTS means? Long-term support. Okay, they will give you updates till 2029. You can easily use the same version of Java, guys. If you download and install Java in your machine, you don't have to worry anything about. And all updates you will get till 2029. That is almost 7 years from now, guys. Okay, for 7 years from now, you'll get all the updates on Java, guys. So I strongly recommend taking the latest LTS version. That is at this date, when I'm recording this video, Java SE 17 LTS is there. Simply say LTS 17 or something and click on enter and you will get Java SE 17 archive downloads from Oracle. And you see, I told you that you will get updates, right? This LTS version, you will get the updates. Okay. The latest update is 4.1. Initially, they released 17 version. Then they released updated version 17.0. It keeps on updating, guys. You can update the version. Okay. 17.0.3 and all whatever the latest version is there, that is 17.0.4.1. I'll take that and I'll download this. Okay, I'll download this exe file and double click and install. That's it. Okay, I'm not going in depth because in the previous sessions I already covered how to download and install Java in your machines. Okay, very basic steps. You just have to click here. The exe file of the Java will be installed for Windows machine because my machine is Windows machine. And you just have to double click on the exe file and say next, 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 and Java will be installed in your machine. In my machine, where exactly this Java has been installed. I told you, right? I already installed Java in my machine using this link and exe file. Then where exactly in my machine the Java has been installed? Open this folder, go to the C drive. Since the version of the Java I have installed is a 64-bit version, there are two program files here, normal program files and program files x86. This is 32-bit, whereas normal program files means 64-bit. So this Java has been installed in program files folder. You will see a Java folder here. Open the Java folder and here you see the same version is available, 0.4.1. Okay, a folder with the name JDK 17.0.1 is there. Now, once you install Java and once you get this Java folder created under the program files like this automatically, now we need to provide this path. This is Java home path, guys. Okay, Java home path. We have to configure the Java in our machine. How to configure the Java in our machine? By putting this folder open, just click on the search button. We generally have to go to the control panel and find this option, guys. But if you are using Windows 10 or Windows 11, right, the easiest way is just type edit environment. Okay, just two words. You just type environment. You see edit environment variables for your account, control panel option. Okay, if you don't find this option, you can Google search, guys, according to your operating system, and you will find that in the control panel. Select that option, you'll get this dialog, environment variables dialog. There are two sections, user variables and system variables. Don't have to worry about the user variables, focus on the system variables, guys, where you have to create this system variable. I already configured Java in my machine, guys. Okay, if you have not configured Java in your machine, okay, before I demonstrate you the command line thing, make sure that you create this one. Okay, so yeah, just create this Java. Okay, 1 minute. Edit environment variables, control panel, environment variables. Go to this is how you have to get come here, guys. Okay, this is how you have to come here. Generally, it will be like you just need to search for edit system environment variables. Okay, edit system environment. 3 words you type and you'll get this edit system. Otherwise, edit system you say, you'll get this. Okay, and you'll get this dialog, system properties dialog. Advanced tab will be highlighted by default, selected by default. Click on the environment variables, then you'll get, you have to ignore the user variables and just you have to focus on the system variables. And here you see already I created the Java underscore home. How did I create this Java underscore home? I just click next, new button there, and just gave the home and copied this path from here, and pasted it here. That's it, and said okay. And this Java home got created. And also by default, okay, this one I have to manually create, guys. This will not exist by default, but path variable, path system variable will come by default, guys. Okay, if you edit this path variable, guys, you see there are a lot of paths here. Okay, so here I added this path, guys. Okay, I just selected new and same path I gave the program files and slash bin. Okay, inside the till bin folder I am giving. Okay, I'm giving the path till the bin folder, this path, guys. Okay, here I am giving that. Okay, so why to give it double? I already gave, I'm just deleting that. Okay, only one time you have to give. Okay, see program files till bin folder path you have to give. So with this, the configuration of Java will be done. The next thing that we have to do here is, after installing Java, after configuring the Java, we have to create a Java program in Notepad file. Okay, so I'm not going to use any advanced editors like IntelliJ or Eclipse IDE here for running the Java programs. I'm going to run the Java programs using command line commands. For that, we need a basic editor which comes by default when you get your operating system. In Windows operating system, there is a basic editor known as Notepad, guys. Okay, the basic editor known as Notepad editor. Okay, I'll go to one location first. Okay, there's a peaceful location in my machine. Okay, so which is kind of clean now at this moment. Okay, any location, any folder, any drive, any place you go, where you feel comfortable and create some folder. Let's say I'm just creating a folder for separation purpose. Say Java command line demo. Okay. Even though you don't create this also fine. Okay. I'm just creating this folder just for the sake. And here I'll create, right click and say new, and okay, a notepad file or a text document is also fine. Okay, I'll just select this text document, open this text document. It is a very basic editor, right? You see it got opened in the notepad only. Public, so let's create a class. Okay, public class one. Okay, some random name, class one I'm giving. Inside this class, I'm okay, I'm writing main method, public static void main, then string of. I have to write everything manually here. I cannot auto generate because it's a normal editor like this. Inside the main method, I'll write a sample print statement. That's it. Okay. System dot out dot println. Okay. My name I will print. Okay. I'll give my name in the double quotes and put a semicolon. This is some sample Java code. While saving this file, you have to say file save as and say what is the name of the file? Class one, right? Just give the same name, class one, name of the class one dot Java. Okay, and select save as, type as all files and click on save. Okay, now you see class one dot Java file is created. Delete this. Now we need this Java file. Now we have the Java file here. First thing is that before you can run the Java file, okay, make sure that you already installed Java and configured Java. That's one thing. Second thing is you cannot directly run the Java file. You cannot directly run this Java file. Okay, there is a command for running the Java file. You see, run the Java program using command line command. Okay, so Java file name. If I give this command, guys, it has to run. Okay, but how to get this command prompt, and the command prompt should open at this location, guys. Okay, this path should be there in the command prompt so that this file will be accessible. So for that, don't open the command prompt from here. If you say CMD, it will open at a different location. See users, my username folder, it is by default giving the path. But I want this command prompt path to be at this path where this class one.java file is available. So simple logic technique here is select this path and type CMD here. Enter. Now you see the command prompt will open this time. Command prompt will open here, but you see the location is Java command line demo. Okay, this path where the class one.java file is available. If I want to directly run this Java file, is it possible? The command here, I told you already, the command here is Java, the name of the Java file name. Okay, what is the name of the Java file name? Class one. Okay, Java space class one. I will give class one and press enter. You see, it will not run, guys. Okay, could not find or load the class one. Okay, it need to be compiled first. This particular Java file need to be compiled first. Okay, so in Eclipse IDE, if you have seen, or in IntelliJ you have seen, what happens is when you are writing the Java program, in the background, those editors are automatically using the Java compiler and compiling and giving us a syntax errors. But here in this case, when you are doing it manually using the command prompt and all, the compiling thing we have to manually do because our editor is a basic editor and it's not supporting auto compiling feature. Okay, so first we have to compile, guys. Okay, first we have to compile. So again, let's open the command prompt from here at this location. How to compile this Java file? This is a Java file, .java file, class one .java file. How to compile this Java file? For that, we have the command known as Java C space name of the file class one. Here you have to give the extension, guys. Don't forget to give the extension here. Okay, a lot of people, they think that the way they run Java class one, Java C class one, they will think, but extension should be given here when you are compiling. Okay, Java C means Java compiler. Using the Java compiler, you are compiling this class one.java file. Press enter. Just press enter. You see class file has been created. It will contain the bytecode. Okay, it will contain the bytecode. What is bytecode? What is JVM and all? What is platform independent? Everything I covered as part of the previous session, so I'm not going to cover here. The main focus is on how to compile. Okay, when you compile this Java file, a class file will be created. Now you are entitled to run the Java file here. Okay, because you have the class file, right? Now you can say Java class one. You don't have to give the extension when you are running Java class one and press enter. You'll get the output. You got the output. Okay, you got the output. Fine. So how can you get the compiler errors? Okay, let's say right click. I'll intentionally make some mistakes here. I'll open this with Notepad or something, and I'll intentionally remove a semicolon symbol from here. I'll save this file. Here, semicolon is compulsory in Java. Okay, otherwise you'll get compiler errors. I'll remove this dot class file. Now again, I'll open the command prompt and say Java C. I'll compile first. Okay, the name of the file is class1 dot Java. Press enter, you will get the compiler error this time. You see, at Java in this class1 file at the class1 dot Java file at the line 6, there is an error where you have to provide semicolon is expected. Okay, at the end of this statement, system.out.println statement, you have to provide a semicolon. One compiler error is there. Without this, you cannot run the program. If you try to run the program, Java class1, okay, you have not compiled, so it will not run, guys. Simple. Okay, so what I have to do? So again, I have to edit this Java file. Okay, so right click on this Java file, open with. This time I'll resolve the compiler error, just which is coming just because of the semicolon symbol. Save this file. Now again do the process. This time it will compile properly and dot class file will be created. Java C class1 dot Java. Now compiling will be done successfully without any compiler errors. Again Java to run the file. Java class1 without any extension. Okay, you got the output. My name got printed in the output. So this is how, guys. This is how. Okay, you got the commands right. You got the commands right. This for compiling. This for running. Okay. So without using any advanced editors like Eclipse IDE or IntelliJ, we have simply used the command line commands like Java C file name dot Java and Java file name to compile the Java file. Okay, which is written in a where the Java program is written in a basic text file or notepad file. Okay, and we have compiled it, we have run it, we have resolved the compiler errors, we have seen the compiler errors, we have resolved it, we have then run that so that we got the proper output again. Okay, this is all about running the Java programs using the command line commands. So hope guys you understood this session and you will be able to use the command line. Okay, if there is a situation where you have to use command line to run the Java programs, okay, you can use this approach for running the Java programs using the command line commands like Java C file name.java and Java file name. Okay, so that's all for this session. Thank you. Bye. Hello all. Welcome to part 270 of Core Java training series. In this session, I'm going to explain about Java identifiers. What exactly in Java are known as identifiers that I'm going to cover in this session. So let's get started. As you can see here, anything that we can name in Java is an identifier. Okay, in Java programming, if you can name anything, that is called as an identifier. Some examples of the identifiers are like we can name a some class name. That class name is nothing but an identifier. It can be user defined class or it can be a predefined class from Java, guys. Okay, both are called as identifiers. Okay, not just the user defined class, but also the predefined class is also known as identifier, guys. Coming to the variable names. Okay, all the variable names in Java. Okay, the names that you have given to the variables are identifiers. The names that you have given to the methods which contain the programming logic are also identifiers. The names that you give it to the labels, okay, we generally use labels for some certain situations. Okay, I'll give an example for this at the end. Okay, all these are the identifiers, guys. Now let me practically demonstrate these identifiers for you by creating a sample logic, okay, or code. By writing a sample code here, I'll be writing something known as I'll create a class known as sample class, guys. Okay, inside the sample class, I'll create a method known as public static void main string of args. Okay, here I'll say int a is equal to 9 system.out.println. I'll print a. So now how many identifiers are there in this program? You need to identify. Okay, how many identifiers? As I told you, identifiers are nothing but the names given to, okay, names that are given in Java programming for identifying something. Okay, anything that can be named in Java is an identifier. Okay, like class name, variable name, method name, label name. Here in this case, in this program, how many identifiers are there? You have to understand. So here, anything that you can name, for example, package. package name. This is one identifier, right? So I can add one more thing here. Apart from class name, variable name, method name, label name, in this code, there's a package name also. This is identifier number one. Okay. And coming to this sample, which is a class name. Okay. The sample is the name of the class is sample, which is identifier name number two. And public static void or reserved keywords, guys. Here public class are also reserved keywords. Here package is also a reserved keyword. Here test is a identifier because it is having some name to identify. To identify the package, we have given a name. Okay, number one. To identify a class, we have given a name, identifier. Okay, but all this maroon color kind of things that are coming and appearing in this Eclipse IDE are nothing but the reserved keywords. These are not identifiers; they are reserved keywords. Okay, they are reserved by Java. But coming to main, this is the name of the method. Main is the name of the method, guys. That is the third identifier. Okay, so one is this test package. Two is the sample class. Name of the class. This is a user defined class, guys. And here main. Third one is the name of the method. That is the main method. Okay. Then here string is a predefined class, but still it is an identifier. I told you, right? The class name can be user defined or predefined. Here string is a predefined class and it is also a name. Okay. Even though it is a predefined, it is a name given to something. Okay. Name given to the class. So string is also a identifier in this case. Here args. Args is an identifier. As you can see, we have named the object reference here. Okay, for string array, that is args is also an identifier. 5 identifiers so far. Here a, the name of the variable. Okay, the name of the variable a. Sixth identifier. So total, how many identifiers are there in this program? 6 identifiers. Name of the package, name of the class, name of the method, predefined class name, args, okay, which is name of the object reference. You can say object reference is also an identifier for referring to an object stored in the memory. And here a, which is a variable name, is also an identifier. Total 6 identifiers are there. Now with this example, you would have already got a kind of clarity that what exactly are identifiers in Java. Anything that can be named in Java is an identifier, including the package name, class name, package name, variable name, method name. Label name, I'll give an example, guys. Okay, for label name, I'll give an example. For example, you are writing a logic like this. Forget about this. Okay, you now understood what exactly are identifiers. The names given to the anything in Java are known as identifiers. Starting from package name to the variable names, everything is an identifier. Along with that, we also have a label name. Okay, what is that label? For example, I am writing two for loops. Int I is equal to 0, I less than 3, I plus plus. Okay, I plus plus. Inside this for loop, I'll create one more for loop, guys. For int j is equal to 0, j less than 2, j plus plus. Okay. Now, here I'll write a logic like if j is equal to 0, then simply say break. What will happen when I say break like this? The inner for loop will break. Okay. This break statement will take you out of the inner for loop. But what if you want to break out from the external for loop when j is equal to 0? What do you have to do? What do you have to do, guys? In that case, you have to provide a label here. Say label, just label name you give here, guys. Okay, for example, a some colon, and here break a. I'll say break a. Okay, here what is this name of the label, guys? Okay, the label format is something like this, guys. Okay, so it will break the external for loop. Now it will break the external for loop. So here I'll say system.out.println I is equal to 0 will be printed. First 0 will be printed, guys. Then it will go into the 0 less than 3 is true. So it will go into the for loop and 0, after printing 0 here, j is equal to 0, j less than 2, that is 0 less than 2 is true, j is equal to 0 is true again. Break a, external for loop should be breaked. Only 0 value should be printed, I value that is 0 should be printed and we should exit from the for loop. Let's see whether that is happening or not. Right click run as Java application. Only 0 should be printed in the output, guys. Okay, nothing much. Only 0 got printed. After 0 got printed, this condition became true, and we have break the not the inner for loop but external for loop with the help of the label. This is called as a label, guys. Whatever I highlighted here is a name of the label. Here we are naming the label. So these labels are also identifiers in Java. Okay. So now you understood, right? Package name, class name, variable name, method name, label name. And in class name, user defined class names, predefined class names like string class, etc. Everything is a label, is an identifier, guys. Everything is an identifier. Okay. But there are some rules for identifiers in Java, guys. Okay. In order to name these identifiers, okay, in order to name these class names or variables names or package names or method names or label names, okay, whatever it is, there are some rules exist. Okay. That is, these identifiers should only contain the characters like this. Okay. Only these are allowed. Lowercase to lowercase a to lowercase z, capital case a to capital case z. Okay. When you are naming, for example, here, if you are naming this sample, you see either capital letter from A to Z are there or lower letters from lowercase a to z are there. That's fine. That's okay, guys. No problem. Okay, these two are allowed. And even these identifier names can have numbers 0 to 9. You can include. Underscore can be there, part of this name, identifier name. Dollar can be there as part of this identifier names. Okay, but the problem here is, though they contain, these identifier names should not start with numbers. 1, 2, 3 name is equal to Arun is not allowed. Arun 1, 2, 3 is equal to, sorry, name 1, 2, 3 is equal to Arun is allowed. Okay. But identifier name should not start with numbers, guys. They can start with underscore, they can start with dollar, they can start with lowercase alphabets, they can start with uppercase alphabets, but identifier names should not start with the numbers. That is another thing. And identifier names are case sensitive. What does it mean? I'll give a small example, guys. You will understand. Very simple example this is. Okay. So if I give int a is equal to 10 and int a is equal to 20. Now, if I say system.out.println a, system.out.println capital A, will it print 10 or 20 here? You see, they're case sensitive. That means this variable is different from this variable. When you're printing lowercase a, here 10 will be printed. If you print uppercase a, 20 will be printed. 20 will be printed, guys. Okay, run this code. You see, 10 and 20 will be printed. So they are case sensitive. Fine. And many other rules exist, guys. This much is enough. Okay, I don't want to go behind this. Okay, there is a very big depth. Okay, number of rules. Other 3 to 4 rules exist for Java identifiers, but these rules are the main things because we generally use while naming the classes and variable names, methods, and label. Okay, and a class name has its own naming convention. Variable name has its own naming convention. Naming convention of the class name is upper camel case. The first letter of every word in this identifier name should be in uppercase. Okay, variable names are lower camel case. The first word, if there are multiple words in this variable name, the first word, first letter should be in lowercase, and second word onwards, the first letter should be in uppercase. Method name also lower camel case, similar to variable name. Okay, and label name, it can be same thing like this lower camel case. And coming to the package name, completely lowercase, guys. No matter how many words are there, completely lowercase. Okay, so like the naming conventions are there, that is a different topic. But here I wanted to explain about Java identifiers, and I explained. Okay, so that's all for this session, guys. Thank you. Bye.
Hello all, welcome to part 271 of Core Java training series. In this session, I am going to explain and practically demonstrate about method chaining. So let's get started. So what is this method chaining? So let me explain this concept with an example so that you can understand easily. So first I'll create a string class. String str is equal to new string. Like this, we can create a string, or directly also we can create a string, guys. Okay, like this also is a direct way of creating a string, shortcut way of creating a string instead of creating the string in the form of an object creation process. Okay, string str. I'll give my name, guys. Okay, I'll give my name here. Now I'll say str dot, okay, dot replace. One of the methods of the string class I'm going to use here, that is a replace method. So I'm going to use this replace method, and here I'll give the old character, any one of the method. Okay, For a sample, I'm taking replace method. It's not compulsory for you to, okay, understand the replace method here. You can use any of the methods of the string class. For example, I'm taking the replace method. You have to understand. I want to replace the space with underscore. I want to replace the space with underscore. Okay, this is what I want to do. Now, this replace method is returning the string class. String str2 is equal to, okay, like this. Now, I'll write another line, str2 dot, okay, I'll use one more method, guys, okay, I'll use one more method, concat method I'll use, okay, str2 dot concat, I'll just concat with space, some space, okay, this str2 I'm concating with space, and this concat is returning you again the object type of string class, okay, I'll say string str3 is equal to, now again str3 dot concat, okay, concat str3 dot concat. Here I'll write here space is already concated, underscore is already there. Then after remote space concatenation, I'll give core Java like this. Okay, core Java. Now I can write more lines. Okay, this concat will return you another string. Okay, string object str4 I'll say. Now I'll say str4 dot replace. Again, I want to replace here space with underscore. I want to replace space with underscore. Okay. Now finally I want to print system.out.println. So this replace will return you the string. So I'll store string str5 I'll say is equal to. Now finally I'll print this string. This is a long process, right? As you can see, how many lines of code I have written here. Okay, starting from here, if you see, okay, I have written line 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Total 6 lines I have written, and I'll get the final output here anyhow. I'm going to reduce the number of lines. Okay, Arun underscore Motri underscore core underscore Java. Okay, this is fine. Same output, the same output I can get by writing less number of lines. How that is possible? Here, if you see, when I say str.replace, this replace is returning what? String, right? I am storing the object of the string class into the str2. Is it required really? Not required. Remove that. Simply say str.replace. Anyhow, replace is giving or returning the object of the string class. So I'll say object of the string class dot directly concat. I'll move that here. I don't need this line. Okay. You say I don't have to write multiple lines of code to call these methods. Okay. So one line got already saved. Now this concat method is again giving the object type of the string class. This is nothing but the object of the string class. So I'll say dot. Again, I'll say concat. I don't have to store that into object and then call. I don't have to store into str3 and then call the method. Rather, I can call this method directly here. Directly, guys. You don't need this line, extra line. Okay. So you see multiple methods are coming in the same line. str.replace. This is returning the object of the string class. Object of the string class dot concat. Okay. Again, this is returning the object of the string class. This concat is also object dot concat. Okay. Object of the string class dot concat. And finally, dot replace also same thing. Okay. This is also returning the string. And you say dot replace. And now remove this part. Now simply store this in one string. String str2 is equal to. Okay. Now simply say str2. You see, did I reduce the number of lines? By calling the method at this level. Okay. You see, this method is returning the object of the string class. So object of the string class directly dot concat. Object of the string class directly dot concat. Object of the string class directly dot replace. This kind of approach or process of reducing the number of lines of code in the Java programming is called as method chaining, guys. Okay, you don't have to write different lines of statements. Okay, I'll give you one more example. Okay, here every method is returning the object of the same string class. So you may be getting confused that it should return the object of the same string class. But I'm going to give you one more example where it doesn't return the object of the same string class, but still you can method chain. Okay, so for now, let's get the output and see whether we are getting the same output or not. Okay, you see, we got the same output, Arun underscore motori underscore core underscore Java. Okay, so this is one example of the method chaining. Now I'll create something like an array list. Okay, array list, a list is equal to new array list. Okay, array list a list is equal to new array list. Over the mouse on this array list and import this array list from Java utility package. Now here give the generics. Can you give the same thing here? Here I'll say a list dot of something. You can give anything else. You can give integer also. That's fine. Here also I just mentioned integer. That's fine. Now what I'm going to do is I'll say a list dot add of. I'll give some value 9. A list dot add of 5. A list dot add some numbers I'm adding. Okay, integer values objects I'm adding. Okay, 9, 5, 7. Let's say these three things are enough. So now I'll say a list dot iterator. Okay, a list dot iterator. I'm calling this iterator method using the object reference of the array list class in Java, right? Now this iterator is returning what? Object type of iterator interface. This is a method. It is the return type of this iterator method is iterator interface. So here I will say iterator of integer. I'll say itr is equal to, okay, over the mouse, import this from java.util package. Now I'll write a while logic, while itr dot as next, okay, like this. You can write and keep on showing, going forward, okay. So I want to get the next one, okay. I want to go and find the next one. So this one will return you the Boolean value or something, okay, that's fine. So what I'm going to do is, instead of writing this many lines, what I can do here is, I'll remove this part. I'll directly say here a list dot to get that Boolean value, okay, to get that Boolean value, I don't have to store this iterator object, iterator method return type into object of the iterator interface and then call as next, okay. I can directly call. This is returning the object of the iterator interface. So I'll simply say dot as next. I can directly call this method. You see, this is called as method chaining, guys. This is called as method chaining. As next is returning what? Boolean value. Okay, it's returning the Boolean value, guys. Okay, you can print it out. Okay, you can print it out. Okay, so whether true or false, you can print it out. Okay, so what I mean to say here is I am doing something like this: a list dot iterator, and this is returning me the object type of the iterator interface. Iterator integer itr is equal to now system.out.println, or you can simply say itr dot has next. Like this you can write, and this will return the Boolean value, that is Boolean b is equal to that b I am going to print here. Okay, that b I am going to print here. So what will be printed? Has next will return true because there are some elements in the array list. Okay, so run this code, you will get true printed in the output. Okay, you'll get true printed in the output. Same output I can get by writing like this. I don't have to store this object of the return type of this iterator method into this thing. Okay, simply what I will do here is I'll simply say iterator dot has next. Okay, and I'll store this into this Boolean like this. Okay, I don't have to write an extra line here. You see, the object of this iterator object of the return type class of this iterator method, that is iterator interface dot has next directly. You can directly call this. Okay, and by this we are saving the number of lines, and you are directly printing b. Okay, and run as Java application, you'll get the same value, that is true. Okay, so hope guys you understood what is method chaining now. Okay, we don't have to write multiple lines for calling the methods of the returned object types of the methods. Okay, so what we are doing, instead of writing this creating multiple lines to store the object types of the methods, we are simply appending or adding the methods at the end of the methods which are returning the objects, okay, to call other methods, okay. So it can be the object of the same class type or object of the different class type or interface type, doesn't matter, okay. You keep on adding, that is called as method chaining, guys. It's a very important concept, you can say, okay. One of the important or beautiful concept in Java which will reduce the number of lines, okay. So if you see someone writing this kind of they are writing a better code and reducing the number of lines and all, okay. We can reduce the number of lines with the help of method chaining in Java, okay. So that's all for this session. Thank you. Bye. Hello all. Welcome to part 272 of Core Java training series. In this session, I'm going to explain and practically demonstrate the purpose of using string of args in main method. So let's get started. So why we have to mention string of args in main method, or why we have to write this string of args in main method? So what is the reason? The purpose is to receive the arguments from command line into the Java program. Okay, with the help of this string of args, we can receive the arguments from the command line into the program, guys, into the Java program. Let me practically demonstrate that for you. So for that, I'll be going to one of the folder in my computer. It may not be downloads folder, guys. You can go to any folder. Let's create a new file. Right click new. I'll create a normal text document, guys. Okay. I'll open this document, and in this document, I'll start writing the code of Java. Public class, some class name, let's say demo class. And this is the starting of the class and this is the ending of the class. Inside this class, I'll create a method, that is main method, public static void main. So as you already know, we generally specify or write this string of args in this main method as a parameter, right? String of args. So here, this is a string array and this is the variable of this string array. Okay. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to receive this argument. For example, if this is a string array, the array will have the indexing concept, right? If you know Java, if you already know Java, you know that string array, the elements will be stored in the array in the form of indexes, okay, based on the index. At the index 0, first element of the array will be stored. At the index 1, second element of the array will be stored, and so on. So I'll write system.out.println, system.out.println. If I try to print the first one, args of 0, so args of 0, like this, okay, I'll put a semicolon here. Now you need to understand one thing, guys, okay. So if I'm trying to print this args of 0, okay, so string array args of 0, the first element of the array which is available at the index 0, if I want to print, that means I need to pass this from where this is a parameter, right? This is a parameter in the main method, but from where I need to pass this argument to this parameter? From the command line, guys, okay. So first I will save this program, guys. First I will save this program. So here in the same place in the downloads, I'll just name this as demo.java and say all files and save this, okay, and close this. You see the demo.java file having this particular code that I have written just now. I deleted the normal text file, guys. Now we have the demo.java file. So I will open this command from here. The Java is already configured in this machine. I'll open the command prompt from here. I'll say Java C. I have to compile it before using it. If I don't compile and use, you'll get an error, right? If I say Java demo, you'll get a compile. You see, could not find or load the main class. Class is not there. Class will only come when you compile this demo.java file. How to compile? We have to use this command known as Java C demo.java. Like this, we have to give the name of the file .java extension. Java C means Java compiler. Okay, press enter. So let's see. It got compiled, guys. You see, a demo.class file has been created. This is the proof that the Java file got compiled with this command. Now I'll say Java demo. Okay, and I'll be passing one argument here. Okay, because in the code I have written in the demo.java, I try to utilize the args of 0. Okay, one argument I will pass here. For example, I'll pass Arun from here. My name I am passing and press enter. You see, whatever the name I passed, that got printed in the output. Now I'll edit this program, guys. I'll edit this program. Open with again Notepad, I will say. I'll modify this program where I want to not only print args of 0, but also I want to print system dot out dot println. Second argument also I want to print args of 1, like that args of 2, args of 3, any number of arguments. Okay, if you have like 3, 4 arguments, let's say, okay, let's say you have 4 arguments, four arguments you want to print. That means 4 elements should be passed from the command line, right? 4 arguments need to be passed from the command line to this string array parameter. Save this and close this. And again, I need to compile, guys. This is the old dot class file. I have to compile it again. Java C demo dot Java. First, I have to compile it. It got compiled. Now you say Java demo dot demo. That's it. Java demo. That's it. Okay. So I'm getting an error because you see it index 0 out of bounds for length 0. I'm not passing any arguments. That's why it's giving an error. So I have to pass the arguments. How many arguments I need to pass? I'm trying to print 4 arguments, right? 4 values I am printing. 4 elements of that string array I am trying to print. That means I have to pass 4 values. Arun, Varun, Tarun, okay? Kishore, like this 4 values I will give. Now I press enter. You see this time you see all these 4. That args of 0, args of 1, args of 2, args of 3 all got printed here. So I don't know how many arguments I'll be passing. Sometimes I'll be passing 0 arguments. At the time I'll get this kind of exception. Sometimes I'll be passing only 1 argument like Arun. Sometimes I'll be passing 4 arguments. To overcome this problem of this kind of exception coming and all array index out of bounds exception coming, what I can do is I can do some changes to the program, guys. Again, I'll open this demo.java in the notepad and modify the code like this. Okay, I'll write a for loop here. Instead of printing like this, for int I is equal to 0, I less than args or args dot length, guys. Okay, I less than args dot length, I plus plus. Okay, I'm finding the size of this string array. Okay, that is number of elements that are stored in the string array. I'm finding it out using the args dot length. Length is a predefined variable of the arrays, as you already know. Here I'll try to print like this. Okay, system dot out dot print ln, system dot out dot print ln. I'll say args of I, args of I. Okay, like this I'll print. So it will be kind of dynamic now. I can pass 0 arguments or 1 argument or more than 1 arguments also I can pass, because this for loop will only run if there are some arguments, and if there are more arguments, that many times this for loop will iterate. If there is only one argument passed to this parameter, then only one time the for loop will run like that. Okay, it's kind of dynamic now. Save this. Again, compile the program, guys. Okay, whenever you change the code, just compile the code, compile the program. Java C demo.java. Now say Java. I'll not pass any arguments. You see, I'm not getting any exception. Nothing is getting printed. Earlier, we got this exception, right? When I don't pass arguments. What if I pass one argument? Only one argument, let's Arun. Only Arun will be printed. Demo, Arun, Varun. 2 arguments if I am passing. These 2 values should be printed by the program. Arun, Varun got printed by the Java. Java demo, Arun, Varun, Tarun, Bhaskar, Kishore, Ravi, okay, Neeraj, David, all these things. Okay. Now, a lot of values are there. A lot of arguments I am passing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 arguments should be printed, guys. You see, Arun, Varun, Tarun, Bhaskar, Kishore, Ravi, Neeraj, and David. Okay. So this is how, guys, we have to use a string of args in Java, guys. That is the purpose. Okay, to pass the arguments from the command line into the Java program. If you want to pass something from the command line into the Java program, that is the reason string of args is mentioned inside the main method, guys. In the main method. Okay, that's the purpose of the string of args in main method. You can pass this string arguments. Okay, you can pass the string arguments to this particular parameter from the command line. Okay, by writing this kind of dynamic logic, you can either pass 0 arguments or 1 argument or any number of arguments, and you see this logic will print as many number of arguments as possible. Okay, that you are passing. So that's all for this session, guys. Okay, so hope you understood how to use the string of args in main method in this session. So that's all. Thank you. Bye.
Hello all, welcome to part 273 of Core Java training series.
In this session, I am going to explain and practically demonstrate a situation where we cannot directly delete a folder which is having files under it. So if there is a folder which is having some files under it, and if you are trying to directly delete the folder without deleting the files, which is not possible in Java case, okay? That I'm going to practically demonstrate now. So let's get started. Let's switch to this Eclipse IDE where we have this sample project, sample Java project having this sample class known as demo class. Inside that we have the main method. Now I'll be writing the code for representing a folder. Okay, I'll be creating this folder after representing the folder. In order to represent a folder in Java, we have to use a file class in Java. Okay, file, I'll say folder one, let's say, is equal to new file. I have to give the folder name. Whatever the folder name that you want to create directly under the project, just give that folder name here. Let's say I'll give the folder name as ABC folder. Okay. ABC is the name of the folder. Over the mouse and import this file class from java.io package. Now, if this folder is not available, if I refresh this project, you see there is no folder with the name ABC under this project. What I'm going to do is I'm going to write some logic here. If this folder one dot exists, okay, if it exists, I have to make it reverse. If it doesn't exist, not off. Okay, I have to put not symbol here. If folder doesn't exist, then we have to create the folder. How to create the folder in Java? As you already know from the previous sessions of this core Java training series, I already covered the file handling mechanism for you in one of the previous sessions. You can refer that, but I'll explain again. We have to use a method known as mkdir. Okay, if the folder doesn't exist under the project, then we are creating the folder. Okay, but if the folder already exists, then this if block will be skipped from execution because this will return true, not of true will become false, and the folder will not be created again if it is already created. Now, let's say the folder is created. Now I want to create the file under the folder. File one, I'll say file one is equal to new file of, I'll just name this file as my name. I'll give my name, let's say arun.txt file. Okay. So where I want to create this file actually, I want to create this file under this folder. So I have to say folder one, comma, arun.txt. This is a better way. Okay. Under this folder, I want to create a file with this name and extension. This is the easiest way of creating this. Okay. Now here also same thing is if this particular file doesn't exist, if not of file dot file one, sorry, the name of the thing is file one, right? File one dot exists, then I have to say file one dot create new file. Okay, for creating a file we have the method already, you know that there is a method known as create new file. For creating the folder we have to use a method known as mkdir. Okay, so here it's asking me to surround this with try catch block because this path may not exist, this folder one path may not exist or something. For now, just not to make this code complex, I'm ignoring the checked exception. Okay, I'm just ignoring the exception and shutting the mouth of the compiler in not giving me that probable exception type. Okay, now the file will be created under the folder. Okay, let's run this code first of all. Right click, run as Java application. Okay, so once I have run it, now if I refresh the project here, you will see that there is a folder created with the name ABC, and under that folder we have the file known as arun.txt file. Now what I am trying to do is, as per this session I am showing you, you cannot directly delete a folder having some files under it. Here at least one file is there, and I will try to delete this folder guys, ABC folder I will try to delete. Okay, I'll write something like this. Folder one dot, there's a method known as delete. You see, will this particular delete method will work now? If there is a file under the folder, it won't work. It will not delete the folder guys. Okay. So right click run as Java application. You see nothing will happen. Just refresh this project once. You see folder is not deleted. Why the folder is not getting deleted? Because there is a file already under it. In order to delete this folder, first you have to delete the file. Thereafter, you have to delete the folder. So what I will do is, before deleting this folder, I'll first delete this file. Okay. File one dot, same method guys. Okay. Delete. First, I have to delete the file. Once all the files under this folder are deleted, then you are entitled to delete the folder also. Now save this, run this code, right click, run as Java application. Now refresh the project. First you are deleting the file, then you have deleted the folder. If you refresh the project now, you see the file got deleted first. Thereafter, the empty folder can be deleted. But if there are some files under the folder and if you try to delete the folder directly, it won't happen, guys. Okay, it will give you, it will not give you any error, but it will not delete the folder which is having some files. So with this demonstration, hope you have understood like the situation where you cannot directly delete the folder in Java having some files already under it. In order to delete the folder, you have to first delete the files under it, then you have to delete the folder. So that's all for this session. Thank you. Bye. Hello all. Welcome to part 274 of Core Java training series. In this session, I'm going to give you an example where while loop need to be used instead of for loop. There are different situations that you come across in Java programming where in some situations you may feel for loop is better than the while loop, or in some situation you feel while loop is better than the for loop. So now I am going to show you a situation where you will feel while loop is better to use than for loop in that situation. Okay, most of the cases we can use or replace while loop with the for loop. For simplicity, we generally replace the while loops with the for loop, but not in all situation, guys. Okay. In some situation, it feels like we have to use the while loop instead of the for loop there. Okay. For loop looks a bit odd, though we can use while loop and for loop in that situation also, but that situation uh, kind of feel like you should be using while loop. Why we have to go for loop kind of, okay? Though while loop can be still converted to for loop in this situation, but still you feel like while loop need to be used here, okay? It makes sense to use while loop here, okay? Though there is a possibility of using for loop, okay? That kind of practical example I'm going to cover in this session, guys, okay? So let me go to the Eclipse IDE where I am going to demonstrate. I'll write some program, guys, okay? By using the file handling mechanism, I'm going to write a program. I'll represent this file, guys. This is, there's a file here under this Java project. There's a file known as arun.txt file. I'm going to represent that file first. New file. And I'll hold the mouse on this file class and import this from java.io package. Here I'll provide arun.txt because this particular file is directly under the project. I can provide the shortcut path of this arun.txt under the project like this. Okay. Now what I want to do is if I open this arun.txt file, there are two lines of text. My name is Arun Motri. I love Java programming is there. Okay. So those two lines of text are there. I want to read the text. For that, I want to use a class known as buffered reader class. Okay. Buffered reader, br is equal to new buffered reader. Okay. I want to use a buffered reader class. So hover the mouse on the buffered reader, import this from java.io package. This constructor cannot be empty. It's asking you to provide reader. For that, you have to create an object for the file reader. File reader fr is equal to new file reader. And put a semicolon here, import this file reader from java.io package. Now this constructor cannot be empty. We have to provide file. Already file is represented here. I'll provide the file here. And I'll provide this file reader here. All the errors will be gone. Okay. There is one error coming here. Either you can ignore the exception or you can surround with try catch. For now, not to make the code complex, I'm just ignoring the exception by using add those declaration here. Fine. Now, these are the lines of code I have used. By using this object reference of the buffered reader, I want to read the text that is there from the arun.txt file and print them into the output console. That's what is my intention. So this BR has a method known as read line method. Okay, it will read line by line. So first time when it reads it, for example, if I say system.out.println, if I say BR dot read line, it will read the first line. What is the first line here? My name is Arun Motor is the first line. This line will be read and printed into the output. Because we are using the println, it will print into the output console. Now, over the mouse on this and ignore the exception, guys. Okay. System.out.println again. BR dot read line. Second line will be read. What is the second line? I love Java programming will be read and printed into the output console. Second line is also read. What if I still try to read one more line which is not existing in the file? You see, there are only two lines here, but I'm trying to print the third line, which is not existing. First line is okay. Second line is okay. Now again, if you say br.readline, it will print null, guys. Okay, run this code. You'll see that a null will be printed in the output for the third line. Okay, for the first line it is there. So br.readline has retrieved the first line from the text file. My name is Arun Mutri. Then again, when you say br.readline, I love Java programming is there. And now br.readline, since third line is not there, it is returning null. So I'm not sure how many lines are there. In such situations, it's not recommended to use the print statements. Rather, we generally go with the while kind of loop. First, I'll say line is equal to, I'll retrieve the line. Okay, I'll retrieve the line, guys. And here I'll write a while loop saying while line is not equal to, while line is not equal to null, then just do this. Okay, just print this system.out.println. Just print line, guys. Okay, just print line. That's it. Okay, remove this part, remove these parts. And here, after printing the line, again you have to say line is equal to br dot. Second line you have to read. And if again while loop will be checked, this particular line will be updated with the second line. And if that is also not equal to null, again line will be printed. Again, if it is coming null, it will come out of the while loop. Only if there are lines, it will be printed. If null is coming, it will print in. Not it will not print null in the output, guys. Okay, so if I run this code, you will see how many lines of text are there. Those many lines will be printed, guys. When line becomes null, automatically it will come up to the while loop, this using this logic. Here we are using while loop. Okay, the focus is on the while loop. You see only two lines are there. You see null is nowhere printed here. Since two lines are there, when null line becomes null, automatically we are coming up the while loop. In these situations, you see, do we have to use for loop or while loop? In this situation, I am using while loop for handling this situation. But can I also use for loop? Yes, I can also use for loop, guys. Okay, but here for loop, if I have to use instead of while loop, if I have to use for loop, I'm not saying that for loop cannot replace while loop in this situation. For loop can still replace the while loop in this situation, but we have to do some sacrifices here. That is, I have to put a semicolon here. We should not be giving the declaration and initialization of the variable. Okay, then condition will be there. Condition will be same as the while condition here. Whatever the condition is there, that will be there. Put a semicolon. No incrementation, decrementation is there. Okay, this is what is a challenge. Okay, still it is going to work, guys. Okay, still it is going to work. If I this for loop is going to work, but it doesn't look good in this situation. For handling this kind of situation where you have to read only the number of lines of text available in the text file and print it to the output, for loop doesn't look good. You see, you are keeping this first part empty, last part empty. That means for loop is not specially designed for this purpose. Okay, if you still forcibly, if you want to use for loop, you can still use for loop. But when you compare while loop with for loop, people prefer writing the while loop. Why they have to give these things empty, right? It doesn't look good. So while loop is generally recommended in this case, guys. Okay, the for loop can also solve the problem, but while loop is actually recommended. You see, for loop. I'll just comment this part out and I'll run this code with for loop. Still, you'll get the same output, guys. The two lines of text will be printed into the output console without any problem. The loop is going to work. But look wise, this when you have this proper possibility of using while loop, why you have to go for loop, right? The while loop is properly working for this logic. Okay, you don't have to give anything empty like initialization, declaration. You don't have to give incrementation, decrementation. You don't have to give. Then why have to go for loop? Okay, while loop is enough for our purpose and looks good while when you write the code using the while loop than using the for loop. So these kind of situations, guys, these kind of situations. Okay, so some people may have doubt like, okay, what's the use of while loop when already for loop is there? Okay, there may be some situations like this, guys, where while loop looks good or looks better when compared to the for loop. Okay, you have to sacrifice something in the for loop by keeping something blank, but it's not a direct thing that right, that is suitable for this kind of situations. While loop is suitable for this kind of situations and will look good. The code, the way you are writing the code using the while loop will look good than the for loop in these situations. Okay, in some situation, whatever the while loop you are writing, the same while loop you can simplify with the for loop. In that cases, you can go with for loop instead of while loop. But this situation, right, while loop is suitable, guys. Okay, you don't have to convert this into for loop for simplification. There is no need of simplification, and while loop actually looks good or better than the for loop in this situation. Okay, so hope guys you got the idea of the example I have given where while loop is more suitable than the for loop, okay, and looks good than the for loop, okay, in that situation when you're handling this kind of file and reading the data from the file, this kind of logics, while loop is preferable over the for loop. Okay, if someone asks you where you will prefer while loop instead of for loop, then you can give this example, guys. Okay. So that's all for this session. Thank you. Bye. Hello all. Welcome to part 274 of Core Java training series. In this session, I'm going to give you an example where while loop need to be used instead of for loop. There are different situations that you come across in Java programming where in some situations you may feel for loop is better than the while loop, or in some situation you feel while loop is better than the for loop. So now I am going to show you a situation where you will feel while loop is better to use than for loop in that situation. Okay, most of the cases we can use or replace while loop with the for loop. For simplicity, we generally replace the while loops with the for loop, but not in all situation, guys. Okay. In some situation, it feels like we have to use the while loop instead of the for loop there. Okay. For loop looks a bit odd, though we can use while loop and for loop in that situation also, but that situation uh, kind of feel like you should be using while loop. Why we have to go for loop kind of, okay? Though while loop can be still converted to for loop in this situation, but still you feel like while loop need to be used here, okay? It makes sense to use while loop here, okay? Though there is a possibility of using for loop, okay? That kind of practical example I'm going to cover in this session, guys, okay? So let me go to the Eclipse IDE where I am going to demonstrate. I'll write some program, guys, okay? By using the file handling mechanism, I'm going to write a program. I'll represent this file, guys. This is there's a file here under this Java project. There's a file known as arun.txt file. I'm going to represent that file first. New file, and I'll hold the mouse on this file class and import this from java.io package. Here I'll provide arun.txt because this particular file is directly under the project. I can provide the shortcut path of this arun.txt under the project like this. Okay. Now what I want to do is if I open this arun.txt file, there are two lines of text. My name is Arun Motri. I love Java programming is there. Okay. So those two lines of text are there. I want to read the text. For that, I want to use a class known as buffered reader class. Okay. Buffered reader, br is equal to new buffered reader. Okay. I want to use a buffered reader class. So hover the mouse on the buffered reader, import this from java.io package. This constructor cannot be empty. It's asking you to provide reader. For that, you have to create an object for the file reader. File reader fr is equal to new file reader. And put a semicolon here, import this file reader from java.io package. Now this constructor cannot be empty. We have to provide file. Already file is represented here. I'll provide the file here. And I'll provide this file reader here. All the errors will be gone. Okay. There is one error coming here. Either you can ignore the exception or you can surround with try catch. For now, not to make the code complex, I'm just ignoring the exception by using add those declaration here. Fine. Now these are the lines of code I have used. By using this object reference of the buffered reader, I want to read the text that is there from the arun.txt file and print them into the output console. That's what is my intention. So this BR has a method known as read line method. Okay, it will read line by line. So first time when it reads it, for example, if I say system.out.println, if I say br dot read line, it will read the first line. What is the first line here? My name is Arun Motor is the first line. This line will be read and printed into the output. Because we are using the println, it will print into the output console. Now, over the mouse on this and ignore the exception, guys. Okay, system.out.println again br dot read line. Second line will be read. What is the second line? I love Java programming will be read and printed into the output console. Second line is also read. What if I still try to read one more line which is not existing in the file? You see, there are only two lines here, but I'm trying to print the third line which is not existing. First line is okay. Second line is okay. Now again, if you say br dot read line, it will print null, guys. Okay, run this code. You'll see that a null will be printed in the output for the third line. Okay, for the first line it is there. So br.readline has retrieved the first line from the text file. My name is Arun Motri. Then again, when you say br.readline, I love Java programming is there. And now br.readline, since third line is not there, it is returning null. So I'm not sure how many lines are there. In such situations, it's not recommended to use the print statements. Rather, we generally go with the while kind of loop. First, I'll say line is equal to, I'll retrieve the line. Okay, I'll retrieve the line, guys. And here I'll write a while loop saying while line is not equal to, while line is not equal to null, then just do this, okay? Just print this system.out.println. Just print line, guys, okay? Just print line. That's it, okay? Remove this part, remove these parts. And here, after printing the line, again you have to say line is equal to br dot. Second line you have to read. And if again while loop will be checked, this particular line will be updated with the second line. And if that is also not equal to null, again line will be printed. Again, if it is coming null, it will come out of the while loop. Only if there are lines, it will be printed. If null is coming, it will print in. Not it will not print null in the output, guys, okay? So if I run this code, you will see how many lines of text are there. Those many lines will be printed, guys. When line becomes null, automatically it will come up to the while loop, this using this logic. Here we are using while loop, okay? The focus is on the while loop. You see only two lines are there. You see null is nowhere printed here. Since two lines are there, when null line becomes null, automatically we are coming up the while loop. In these situations, you see, do we have to use for loop or while loop? In this situation, I am using while loop for handling this situation. But can I also use for loop? Yes, I can also use for loop, guys. Okay. But here for loop, if I have to use instead of while loop, if I have to use for loop, I'm not saying that for loop cannot replace while loop in this situation. For loop can still replace the while loop in this situation, but we have to do some sacrifices here. That is, I have to put a semicolon here. We should not be giving the declaration and initialization of the variable. Okay, then condition will be there. Condition will be same as the while condition here. Whatever the condition is there, that will be there. Put a semicolon. No incrementation, decrementation is there. Okay, this is what is a challenge. Okay, still it is going to work, guys. Okay, still it is going to work. If I this for loop is going to work, but it doesn't look good in this situation. For handling this kind of situation where you have to read only the number of lines of text available in the text file and print it to the output, for loop doesn't look good. You see, you are keeping this first part empty, last part empty. That means for loop is not specially designed for this purpose. Okay, if you still forcibly, if you want to use for loop, you can still use for loop. But when you compare while loop with for loop, people prefer writing the while loop. Why they have to give these things empty, right? It doesn't look good. So while loop is generally recommended in this case, guys. Okay, the for loop can also solve the problem, but while loop is actually recommended. You see, for loop. I'll just comment this part out and I'll run this code with for loop. Still, you'll get the same output, guys. The two lines of text will be printed into the output console without any problem. The loop is going to work. But look wise, this when you have this proper possibility of using while loop, why you have to go for loop, right? The while loop is properly working for this logic. Okay, you don't have to give anything empty like initialization, declaration. You don't have to give incrementation, decrementation. You don't have to give. Then why have to go for loop? Okay, while loop is enough for our purpose and looks good while you when you write the code using the while loop than using the for loop. So these kind of situations, guys, these kind of situations, okay. So some people may have doubt like, okay, what's the use of while loop when already for loop is there? Okay, there may be some situations like this, guys, where while loop looks good or looks better when compared to the for loop. Okay, you have to sacrifice something in the for loop by keeping something blank, but it's not a direct thing that right, that is suitable for this kind of situations. While loop is suitable for this kind of situations and will look good. The code, the way you are writing the code using the while loop will look good than the for loop in these situations. Okay, in some situation, whatever the while loop you are writing, the same while loop you can simplify with the for loop. In that cases, you can go with for loop instead of while loop. But this situation, right, while loop is suitable, guys. Okay, you don't have to convert this into for loop for simplification. There is no need of simplification, and while loop actually looks good or better than the for loop in this situation. Okay, so hope guys you got the idea of the example I have given where while loop is more suitable than the for loop, okay, and looks good than the for loop, okay, in that situation when you're handling this kind of file and reading the data from the file, this kind of logics, while loop is preferable over the for loop, okay. If someone asks you where you will you prefer while loop instead of for loop, then you can give this example, guys, okay. So that's all for this session. Thank you. Bye. Hello all, welcome to part 275 of Core Java training series. In this session, I am going to explain and practically demonstrate converting array list to hash set in order to remove duplicate elements. So let's get started. Sometimes we may have to convert array list to hash set. What may be the reason? Array list may have some duplicate elements and there is a situation where you have to remove the duplicate elements. Hash set, as you already know, won't allow the duplicate elements. If you pass this array list object reference to the constructor of the hash set and try to print the hash set, you will not get duplicate elements. You will get all the unique elements. Okay, let me show you that thing with an example. Okay, so here I'll first create an array list, guys. Okay, array list, a list is equal to new array list. Okay, from collections framework, we have array list. Now hold the mouse on array list and import this from java.util package, and we have to provide a generic, guys. So let's give some generic here. So I'll give this as something like string. Let's say string. I'll try to add the objects to this string objects to this array list as generic type is string. I'll say add, and I'll add my name. Let's say Arun. Okay. Now the semicolon a list dot add of let's say Varun. Then a list dot add of Tarun. Again, I'll add one more element, guys. That is a list dot add of Arun. Okay, like this one more element I will add. So here at the index 0, we have Arun. The same element or object is available at the index 3 also. Okay, 0, 1, 2, 3. At the index 3, we have the same Arun. And at index 4, index 0, we have the same Arun. 0 and 3, we have the same Arun. Okay, array list will allow, because of the indexing concept, it will segregate this Arun from this Arun based on the index. Okay, this Arun is a different Arun which is at the index 0. This Arun is a different Arun at the index 3, like that. Okay, if I print out, if I print this array list as it is, okay, system.out.println array list, run this code, you will see the duplicated Arun will be there because the first Arun is at the index 0, which is different from Arun which is at the index 3. It will treat like that. Array list is something like that. It has an indexing concept, you see. Duplicate objects can be repeated because this is at the index 0 and this is stored at the index 3. So it's possible. Now, what I'm going to do here is, okay, this one is array list, right? Now, what I'm going to do is, now I got a requirement where I have to remove the duplicate objects or elements from this array list. So the simple solution to follow for removing the duplicate objects from the array list or elements from the array list is to pass this array list object to the constructor of the hash set. Okay, create an object for the hash set. Hash set h set is equal to new hash set. Like this, you just create an object for the hash set, guys. Import this hash set from java.util package and do this hash set. And here the same type, generic type string you give. First of all, here also same generic type you give. That is string. Now, to the constructor of this hash set, you pass the array list object reference like this. Okay, a list like this. Okay, and now once you assign this array list to the hash set, now simply print out system.out.println. Just print this hash set. In the printed hash set, you will see that the duplicated object or element will be removed. Okay, run this code. Okay, so only one time Arun will be coming. You see, in the first, when you are printing as an array list, there are two Aruns here, Arun at the index 0 and Arun at the index 3. But here, hash set doesn't have any index, and also the elements will be saved or stored into the hash set in a random order. You see, Tarun is being stored first, Arun is stored second, and Varun. But Arun is only once, guys. Okay, the duplicate objects or elements will be removed. Okay, removed by the hash set. When array list is converted to the hash set, the duplicate elements in the array list, okay, which are allowed because of the indexing concept, are not allowed here. Okay, and has been removed. Okay, the duplicate object Arun has been removed and has set only has 3 elements instead of 4 elements which were there in the Arun in the array list. There are 2 objects here. Only one Arun object is there. That means duplicate objects got resolved. Okay, removed. Okay, this is the purpose of converting the array list to the hash set, guys. And also there's a kind of thing that you can also do where in the similar manner, you can convert a hash set to the array list also. Okay, there is no purpose, but if you really, if there's a situation where you have to use hash set as an array list in your programming, okay, you can convert the hash set to the array list by passing the object reference of the hash set to the array list. That's it. Okay. So it will be converted as usual, guys. Okay, hash set will be converted to the array list as usual. The same way array list got converted to the hash set. But here we have a purpose of converting the array list to the hash set. The purpose is to remove the duplicate elements or objects from the array list. Okay, when you convert the array list to the hash set, duplicate elements will be removed. Okay. So hope guys you understood the purpose of converting the array list to the hash set. That is to remove the duplicate elements. Okay. So that's all for this session. Thank you. Bye. Hello all. Welcome to part 276 of Core Java training series. In this session, I am going to explain and practically demonstrate system.getProperty user.dir statement in Java. So let's get started. So what is the purpose of using this statement? So let me quickly switch to this Eclipse IDE where we have this Java project created. Inside this Java project, we have created a class. Under the class, we have the main method. So inside the main method, okay, I'm going to write this statement that is system.getPropertyUser.dir. What is the purpose of that statement? Using that statement, we can get the path of this project. Okay. If you want to get the path of the project, what is the path of this project? If I right click on this project, and select properties. Here, whatever that is displayed here is the path of the project. Okay, this is the path. If you copy this project somewhere else, the path of the project will change. So dynamically, if you want to get the path of the project, okay, if I double just write this as a comment here, this is the path of the project, guys. I just copied from right click properties of this project. If I want to get this project path dynamically, tomorrow if this project is copied to some other location and you still want to get the current location of the project dynamically, every time you cannot go to properties and get this path, right? That maintenance work will increase. Rather, Java is providing you a predefined class known as system class. Okay, there is a predefined class known as system class, and system dot get property. Okay, get property. This is a method, guys. This is a method. If you hover the mouse on system class, you can see that it is from java.lang package, which is a default package of Java, guys. That means all the classes, predefined classes, interfaces, whatever are coming from this java.lang package, right? You don't have to explicitly import that. You don't have to write any import statement like importing the system class from the java.lang package, because that is a default package, guys. You don't have to import. And this system class has a static method known as get property. We can see that, okay? Let's go to the declaration and see it's a static method. You see, get property is a static method. That's why with the help of the class name, that is system class name, I'm calling this method directly. I don't have to create an object reference for the system class to call this method because this is static method. Okay, static methods can be called with the help of the class names. So under the system class, we have get property, and get property is a static method of the system class. So we can access with the class name. Till then, everything is fine. Now, in this, if you provide double quotes, put a semicolon here. In double quotes, you write user.dir. Okay. This is one of the properties, guys. Okay. One of the properties that Java can recognize. If you ask Java to provide or get this property, okay, using this method, if you're asking Java to get this user.dir, okay, then you will get the path of the project. Okay. Then you will get what? The path of the project you will get, guys. Whatever I have written in the comment format here, that will be printed in the output, guys. Let's run this code. No matter where the project is saved in your machine, we will simply get the path of the project printed in the output, guys. I have run the code. So nothing got printed because you see system.getProperty is returning you the path of this project in the string format. Path of the project in the string format. We have not utilized that. Okay. So here write path of project is equal to, okay, this get property method return type is string. So hover the mouse and say create local variable string, return type of this method will automatically get added here. Now write system.out.println and just print the path of the project. Okay. Now let's see whether the path of the project will be printed or not. Okay. So which is which should be like this. This should be the path of the project that should be printed in the output console. Guys, right click run as Java application. You see a path got printed, guys. Let's compare this path. See users, Selenium demo. And after that, what is there? After Selenium demo, we have Selenium demo project. Yes, Selenium demo project. Okay, done. So this is how, guys, we can get the path of the project. Okay, user.dir is a property that we are using to get the path of the project. So similar to user.dir, there are other properties also. Okay, so how to get that properties? If you want to get that, just comment this thing, guys. Okay, for a while, let's comment this part. If you want to get a list of properties like user.dir, what we can do is we can write system dot get properties. You see, this is a method you have to take. Dot, which method we have to say? Property. I think we have to use this get, I guess. Okay, let me see first all the list. Okay, so size and all these things are there. Yeah, list is there, list. Okay, list. We have to use list, guys. And here you write system dot out. That's it. Okay. Like this, you write a statement, guys. Then you'll get the list of properties that you can pass here for system dot get property. This is one of the property I have used. In place of user dot dir, we can use lot of properties in Java, guys. If you say user.dir, it will get the project path. Similar to user.dir, there are other properties. If you want to find out the list of complete properties that we can pass to this get property method in Java, then we have to write this statement that system.getProperties.list of system.out. You'll get a different list of properties. For example, if I put this Java specification version, okay, if I comment this out, and if I put this Java instead of user.dir, if I mention Java specification version and see that this is not the path of the project anymore, it's something, okay. So I'll say str here otherwise, so that it will be general thing. Now let's see. The Java specification version, Java version that is installed in my machine should be printed. That is 17. Yes, I have Java. If I open the command prompt, cmd, and open the command prompt and say Java hyphen version, you'll get version as 17, guys. Okay, 17th version is okay, like that. So similarly, there are a lot of properties. Okay, in place of user.dir, you can pass a lot of properties. Okay, this is another example. Again, let's go back and see the output for the system. What else? What different properties we have that we can pass to this get property method? Let's see that now. So we have this Java specification version. A lot of things, guys, that we don't have to actually need. Okay, Java class path. Then okay, OS name. If you want to get the operating system name, you can use os.name. If you want to get the country from where, okay, this machine belongs, then I can use IN, and then user home. This is the one, and Java home. Okay, like that, many properties are there, guys. Okay, user.dir is one of the property which we have already have used for getting the project path. So we can get the Java version, OS version, username of this machine. A lot of properties exist, guys. You can explore them. But hope you got an idea like how to use system.get property and how the property, what are the different predefined properties we have in Java also I covered in this session. Okay. So that's all for this session. Thank you. Bye.